Attention, true crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Is compromised.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
True crime community has been infiltrated.
Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Yes.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You're working a fucking gym, and you're 45!
I do not want any spies or snitches stuck to my chest.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta start them through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
So that's just the rules, and you can't stick with them. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. You can't stick with them!
Get ready for the shit show. Smoke them if you got them. Make sure you have your cigarettes. Make sure you have your drinks. Make sure you have all your stuff ready because it's going to be a hell of a day today. Understand me when I say people are fucking sick of this.
I need you again. So stick around. So stick around.
She told her subs and everybody to get ready for the shit show that was going to be put on today. She was well aware of it before it happened. She told you to get your cigarettes, your snacks, and your drinks.
So stick around.
Say that I wasn't including Queen B, okay? I've said that on every single live. I'm not talking about Queen B. I'm not talking about Queen B. Guess what? I was fucking talking about Queen B.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. Know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen B, bring the information on Queen B. We're done with Queen B. Queen B's in my crosshairs. There's Queen B's channel. Queen B thinks she can. But Queen B is reformed. I bet you Queen B gets tricked. Queen B.
Fake PI trash bag bitch is so obsessed with me.
You'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. Know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen B would think she could.
Anybody at Queen B show earlier.
We talked about Queen B and stuff. I didn't listen to Queen B's.
I heard Queen B. We got bailing on Salty for Queen B, and some people not the Queen B. I don't understand why anybody's afraid of her.
About Queen B over here on Queen B.
Queen B, show her face, show her face, show her face.
That's real rich coming from somebody who wears pantyhose on his face every live.
You'll always be my broken love.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? Some of y'all had a long night. Some of y'all slept through the night. I'm going to need a head count on who all listened to the bullshit last night. First of all, because I got a live set up later for that. And first of all, I'd like to speak on this. I keep open panels for a reason. The entire 3 years that I've been here and been on this platform, I've always kept an open panel. And my feeling is if you have an issue with somebody, you should go straight to that person, right? Or click the fucking link, right? Click the fucking link. But always make sure that when you're talking shit, the other motherfucker's there to defend themselves, because it's a real puss move if you sit and let some motherfuckers talk shit and run their fuck cocksuckers and the other person ain't there to defend themselves. So let me just preface this live with that, okay? Because I can tell you right now, there's some snakes in the motherfucking grass, and I'm not very happy about it. So there's that. And here's this. Yeah, Tracy, or Chasing, I did too. I was asleep. I think a lot of people were. But here's this link. Let me make sure this motherfucker's pinned. Let me see here. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. Anyhow, there's a whole lot going on, and there's still a lot of people fucking sleeping. So we're going to touch on the bullshit that happened last night later tonight, because it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, and it's going to be had. But like I said, there's still a lot of people that are fucking sleeping that definitely need to be here and be present for it, because I'm not pulling no fuck shit. Anybody and everybody that's involved will be awake, and we'll have a fucking link. And we're about to get real fucking honest. Yeah, a lot of people listened, and a lot of people were shocked. Trust me, I got fucking tons of emails. I got all of it. I know, B-Tim, I know you are. You're pretty much out of the mix. Anyhow, let's get on with this. So UNI's down. He's saying that there's no cease and desist. Okay, well, first there was a handwritten one, and now there isn't one. But Aaron already showed us that there was one, so I'm not sure why I continue to keep lying. Then he goes after his two closest people, Julie and AZ. So double down on the lies, huh? And let me say why we're getting that out. Miss Molly still creeping YouTube on her little banny evading account. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. And he lies a lot. And I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck with people who fucking lie all the time. That shit pisses me the fuck off. Hold on. Now he's saying, okay, he said it wasn't a legit C&D because it wasn't signed. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard him say. And I heard it was really fucked up. I heard he treated her really shitty, and I heard he was really shitty with her. Well, I like Julie, I like AZ, I like all of them really, but Uni is, he just turned out to be somebody I didn't think he was. Shit, it is what it is. I mean, you know, some people turn out to be turds on a paper plate when you think they're a fucking knight in shining armor. Some people turn out to be fucking, you know, good people that you thought were fucking shit. I mean, it just happens. It is what it is, you know? Part of fucking life. Yeah, he went after them hard too. And I don't even know why. What the fuck? JLR must have imaginary ink. Something. Shit. Because, I mean, he's pretty damn confident about what he did, so. Yeah, it definitely is very hard to trust people on YouTube. It's very hard to trust people in general, but it's even harder on here. Don't get me wrong, there's some good people on this motherfucker, though. I've met some really, really good, genuine, loyal people. I've also met some real fucking shit people. He had written with no signature. That's right. That's right. That's how it has to be. He's first it was handwritten. Then he got the C&D. Now he didn't get it at all because it wasn't signed. But he said he's seen it. He said himself he's seen it. So I'm not sure why the fuck he's now saying he didn't. What is it? Let's see here. It's bullshit that he claims that since Julie and AZ didn't believe him, they support JLR. Yeah, no. Okay, that's another thing. Just because they support or just because they called him out does not mean they support the JLR's bullshit. Not at all. That's like dumb fuck saying that I fucking work with JLR because we talk shit to him or whatever the fuck his excuse was. Yeah, I really haven't been too much either. I haven't really been keeping track of it either. I've been busy with too much other shit. The majority of his people didn't believe him. Yeah, you know what? He did. He lost a lot of his subscribers. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Most people do because, you know, I mean, that's just how it goes, especially when you've been with somebody a long time. Usually, you know, you tend to have a feeling, like you tend to get a feeling of who they are and what they're about. Hey, love, you want your camera on? I was going to say you want to turn. Okay.
Hello.
What's up, baby?
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that, like, after everything that's happened, I followed Uni. I mean, I didn't follow Uni. I followed Navy and left.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think a lot of people did.
I mean, I was like, wait, you're lying about stuff and you're saying that a letter, why would any letter that would had your name in it be sent to Uni?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't have known about that letter had he not made a community tab about it.
And I was like, this is weird. You're not gonna, like, try to get me to, like, think something about her because you're doing something. I don't know what.
Rock Goddess, you've never been blocked over here, so I'm not sure why you're saying, am I blocked again? You weren't blocked in the first place.
And so I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you coming up and telling me. I feel bad that he did that. You know what I mean? It's really shitty that, you know.
Right. And I mean, like, the person I talked to in Discord the most was Navy. So, I mean.
Yeah, and I like you. Like, I don't know. I really like him. Like, I feel like he's
I do
honest.
too.
I
He
don't feel like
is.
he. I
Like
feel
he
like
had.
he left. You know, I don't think he stayed. I'm not sure. You know, I don't know.
No, he left. He started his own channel, and a couple other people are kind of grouping together. And I do miss talking to him though on Discord, but I mean, it is what it is.
Well, yeah, not only that, I mean, like I said, you mean you could still be friends with anybody. It's just you got to know, you know, what you can share with them and what you can't. You know what I mean? Because there's some people who don't have good intentions, no matter how much you think they do.
Oh, the
Uni.
stuff I told Navy Uni wasn't even around, so I mean,
Oh,
and
you're.
then like when I had my last cat, and because she passed last, not this past January, but the year before, and so one night she suddenly had a seizure, and I didn't know what it was, and so like my it was so late at night and I couldn't drive because I have medication I take at night. And so my dad came over and took us to the emergency vet, and Navy was on the phone with me and helped me through it. But
Aw.
no one else would in Uni's Discord. So, I mean, I trust him, you know?
Yeah, that was really sweet of him to do that, you know?
Right. And I mean, I can DM him on Twitter and stuff. And so I just miss being able to talk to him on Discord, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, don't you have like the private messaging on there?
Yeah, but he left all Discords, so
Oh,
he's not in a Discord that I'm in.
oh, okay, okay. I don't know how it
But
works. I don't really fuck. You know what I mean? I don't know.
well, I mean, the only reason I was really in Uni's Discord was because I know, like all his like meetings and stuff, he'd mute everyone except for his mods and admins, so you couldn't even say anything in the meetings. It was weird, but everyone was invited, but we could just listen.
What the hell?
I
That's
don't
all.
know, because one time he forgot, and I was like talking about something. I didn't know he was coming in. It was like just an open like chat, and he muted me. I was like, "What? What did I do wrong?" So
Why did he mute you? Just because he didn't want y'all talking during the meeting?
he came in and he like expects everyone to change the topic to what he's talking about.
Oh, you guys were already talking, and then he came in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, okay.
But I mean, he wasn't very nice about it.
Oh, gotcha. I see what you mean. But
So
some people, you know, sometimes people have bad days. Sometimes they're just in shitty moods. You know what I mean? When you deal with
yeah,
somebody,
I know.
you tend to, you know, I don't know.
But I just wanted you to know that like seeing me in your chat, it's not like I'm.
Well, you're okay, honey. If you go in somebody else's chat, you're okay. Even if you still go in his chat, it's still okay. You know?
Yeah, I just didn't. I just wanted to let you know that like I thought the letter thing was wrong.
Well, I appreciate that, love. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop down.
All right, baby.
All right, thank you.
Uh huh. Bye.
Bye.
And I don't know. I don't think it's everybody hates him. I think people just, you know, when you get up here and you fucking tell somebody something and you stick with it and you go with that, like he said, there was a handwritten letter he made post. He did a live stream on it. He's the one that made a big deal out of it. He's the one who fucking brought attention to it. Nobody else did. Nobody even knew anything about it. Had he not said anything, we still wouldn't know about it. So I think that's the issue. I think, yeah, people are just disappointed. That's all. I mean, That's a pretty big fucking lie. You know? And when you get on here and you're telling people and you're doing these Twitter spaces and kick lives and kick streams and, you know, that kind of bullshit. And I believe Julie tried to call him out. Like, she tried to talk to him and he called her a liar and all kinds of shit. Like, went the fuck off. You know, it is what it is. He didn't want to be caught. He continued the lie. He's still, to this day, going with the lie. You know what I mean? Like, he's still going with the same lie. You know what I mean? Like, he's still on and on with the same bullshit. Like, he didn't. What's up, baby? How are you doing?
Good. How you doing today?
What's up, love?
Just wanted to pop up here, and I missed a lot of what was going on because I was like, what, like, you know, I got caught up in all this uni stuff, obviously, you know, and I've been still like, you know, like kind of snooping around. And last night I was like going back and forth between like Vada and Jonesin, and so I missed like a bunch of. I was there when she was crying and stuff, but like I was in Vada's chat and I was talking to Rabbit about this morning. She was trying to get your attention because they're like, you know, anti-uni because of KJ anti-uni. You know what I mean? So like,
right.
It's
No,
just like,
I don't understand all that because I never followed Katie. I don't know much about Katie.
Me neither. I saw her for the first time recently, like what she looked. I didn't know anything about her at all. I still don't really know much about her other than that everybody's suing her pretty much, you know. That's like what I know. But so Vada like was, I don't know, she like said, I don't know, I popped in there last night and she brought you up, and then she kind of like wanted to get your attention and about that letter and then she tagged you in it. Remember, she wrote you a letter, and then she I think it was like kind of my fault. And she said me and Boston, we were in like Steve McRae's chat when she was on panel, and we were just asking questions about this whole uni thing. You know, I think Boston has like a vested interest because of, you know, how he got involved in it. And I was curious, and so they sent me information like Steve McRae did. And so I think that's where like there was some like cross lines, but they all have like a lot of history with this Dre stuff, and that's where I like, so I don't know all the history, and you can't like learn a history even by like watching videos. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to like go back and try to figure shit out, and that's what I'm trying to do, but it's kind of messy too. Do you know what I mean? Like Rabbit was saying that they keep saying that she, you know, calling her out, and they, you know, Uni, EKC and Vada and Steve. So I think I'm just talking too much. Are you there? Maybe Rabbit could jump up.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you because I didn't know all this.
Yeah, Rabbit was gonna like reach out to you as well about it because, like, you know, Rabbit and Nonsense I think keep coming up over and over again with the whole stuff that happened with Letitia and Dre and with all of the fundraiser and stuff. And so I don't know, it just seems like everybody is like wanting to choose sides, you know, but there's no sides, you know. It's like you can't be like, I think they're just there's like those KJ people that they just dislike her so much that caters or something, and I don't even know what, you know, like I just know that she got sued a lot, you know. So I'm just trying to piece shit together, you know.
And the last lawsuit I knew about was like Toddy Westbrook.
Yeah, that's how that's like how
that's over.
That's
okay, then Todd Chrisley. Yeah. I knew Todd Chrisley was trying to sue her, but didn't he just get 10 years in prison?
Yeah, and then I think Steve McRae did try to sue her, but I think she was out of money by then or something. That's what I heard. I mean, it's just like I was trying to piece things together moving backwards. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to do it, you know? I don't know. It's a lot of fuck shit going on, it seems like, in general. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, and that happens, and yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think Vada just wanted your attention. I think it came from like a pure place. I don't think she was trying to like. I think it like Rabbit said something, and it made me think today like about like it just made me realize that like it's this picking sides thing, you know, because they're so anti KJ. They're pro Molly, but they're not pro Molly. You know what I mean? We're not. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there's a side. There's a
Right, I
side
get
in
what
that
you.
fight. You know what I mean? There's no good side. It's not about picking one or the other, but that's what kind of what happened. People like align themselves. Like it's to such an extreme on YouTube that there's like this false thing that happens. You know what I'm
Hello?
talking about?
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah.
I
Hi,
was
Blue.
actually in Uni's community during the KJ stuff and during the Steve McRae stuff, so I know what happened.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, it
The
is.
whole
It's
thing.
confusing.
It's not that confusing if you were there.
Well, exactly. We weren't. So for us, it's
Right.
confusing because once you experience something, you get it. Like to piece parts together like little pieces of a puzzle and trying to move back in time, it's so hard.
Right.
I mean, hard
Everything, I
to
can explain
understand
it
it.
to you.
I mean,
Everything started on a channel called the Non Sequitur.
yeah, that was like Steve McRae's, like,
It,
right?
it
Yeah.
was Kyle Curtis and at first, and then Steve McRae came on, and then there was a big fallout and stuff. But before that, Katie had been a guest several times on the Non Sequitur because at the time she was into anti-vaxxers and some crazy, like, she wasn't talking about reality TV at the point. At this point, she was talking about like Jilly Jews and all these anti-vaxxers and stuff. And then,
Somebody's got feedback really bad.
is it me?
I'm not sure. I was only popping up there for a second.
And then like after that, during that time, sometime between that's not me. I can hear it though. It was like a pre-show, and
Here, I'm gonna.
supposedly Steve said something to her that was like, I don't know, like, I guess
Oh, hey, Lisa. How's it
Hey,
going?
sexual.
How are you, love?
good. How are you?
Good to see you.
You too. It's a nice treat.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Tired, but okay. I'm trying
She's
to
trying to.
explain the whole uni
Oh
history
Lord.
stuff.
I get lost so easy on the story for some reason, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's the enemy of the enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend theory.
Yeah,
Right,
Like
kind of.
everything on here.
exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Well, and then like uni was friends with Steve, and then I guess something happened, and so he reached out to KJ because he wanted to talk to both sides, and then it turned into like Steve McCrae stole Christmas and all this other stuff, and then Katie doxed somebody in uni server, and so he kicked her and blocked her, and that was over the Creepshow art stuff.
The what? The Creepshow art.
Creepshow art, because Creepshow art didn't believe that Katie got
Oh,
a
okay.
real restraining order against against Steve, and the restraining order was real. I don't know what all happened, but I mean, I do know she did get it, and now there is a restraining order, or there was a restraining order. I think it's over now.
KJ
Where,
against Steve, you mean? That
yeah,
whole thing. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, see, it's like a mess. It gets like very it just gets like, oh, they everybody doesn't like each other, so let's just all like
and
do
then
whatever we can to.
KJ took the side of Jerry McCrae, and so did Uni, and so it got.
Yeah. It's just like you what Lisa said, like the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing here. Like, that's what
And
happened
then
with
that's
Jay the
how he got
Lawyer.
into that. And then Molly was involved with that. So that's how he got into that. And that's how he got into, like, the stuff that you guys talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with that Katie Joy, because she really does. She inspires like just rabid hate in a lot of people. I don't know why. I don't know any. I think the only time I ever watched her was the Josh Duggar stuff. Like,
Right.
she would do a trial recap at the end of the day, but somebody commented one time on, I think it was the Chrisley thing, and he had said I can't stand that guy. So he had come out with a video where he was just heinous to her. He was so condescending. It just a total douche canoe. So I just did a short video mainly about what an a-hole he was. I had people leaving me comments saying things like, Katie Joy is one of the worst people on the internet. How could you blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, God, sorry, I don't know her like that. And I was not really commenting on her. It was about him. But yeah, she has a way of whatever she did. There's she's got some dedicated
She's got
haters.
dedicated haters.
Yes.
those caters. I mean, the fact that there's a name for them. Do you know what I mean? That says a lot, right?
Yeah. The caters. Okay.
The caters. And then the extreme caters or the anti-cater. I don't know. There's like
oh my God, we have levels.
I can't keep up. I don't know.
Levels?
It seems like they do. I don't know. Or maybe different people call it different things.
God.
I don't know. It gets very complex, I think. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, look, Melanie doesn't like her. I don't even know her enough to hate her. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't either. I don't know anything. The woman's.
Oh, hey, independent thinker. How you doing today? You sleeping at all? I feel like you had a rough night.
Well, I'm gonna hop down because I just came up to tell you guys tell you the backstory of
That's like
of like Katie and Steve and I just don't. That's all. But
it makes sense how one thing led to the other.
It's hard to explain in just text in the chat. So
that is a fact. And that chat is flying.
Yeah. So I'll see you guys later.
Have a good day.
Bye, dudes.
You too.
Am I up here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
up here. And
Amy.
Hi. I just wanted to jump up and touch on what Ellie said. It kind of like the other night, whenever I brought up what happened on Jenny's panel over here, Queen. Remember how you were telling me that Savage just don't like, people that flip flop or ride the fence or whatever. But I kind of feel like as maybe a newbie YouTuber, you kind of do until you figure out creators, and who you can trust and who's telling the truth, because like this side, that side, like talking about the haters of KJ, there's like always a rival with two creators going on, and one of them's got to be telling the truth and one of them's lying.
Well, that's where I think it could be both of them telling the truth and both of them exaggerating, because it could be.
Well, when she said Veda,
truth is may not be what my truth is. You know what I mean?
When she said Veda, it automatically made me think of nonsense. Of course. I mean, I don't want to be calling out the situation, but if you watch her, the situation anyway.
I don't watch her. I didn't really even pay attention after her community tab with her stuff in it. And then she didn't want to come up here and speak on shit. So I don't.
Well, like the whole Dre
relevant
stuff.
to me. I don't know. I just.
What 90% put out about the Dre stuff and what Veda then came and started putting out, was totally different and contradictory. So that's just my issue. That's not just with them two. I'm saying with any two creators that are going at it like that. And I like both of them, and not necessarily like both of them. I'm just in the community and just want to know what's what with people, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Asking
me
questions.
too. Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
just try to
like, I'm not
question.
a fence rider. I'm just there until some shit happens and the wind changes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And then I'm not there anymore. I just wanted to clear that up. That no, I'm not a flip flopper. I'm not a fence rider. I'm just, you know, until you do something to me, or I see you do something shitty to somebody else, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's all I
yeah.
want to say.
You're newer too, like me, and
That's
I'm
what I
newer.
said in the beginning. Yeah, like
Yeah, it
the
takes time to
YouTube.
know. You don't know until you know. Like you don't know that
Right.
Bullhorn is like until, and you don't like. I didn't think to like search her name when I started watching some of these creators, you know, at the beginning. But now I know how to do that. But you don't know that when you first, and maybe you
Yeah,
do.
but once you start
Me,
down it, like you were talking about, working the timeline backwards, yeah, and then you start seeing things. Of course, then you have questions, and you know, me, I'm
yeah,
gonna ask the questions, and
yeah,
then that's took as an offense sometimes whenever you just asking a question. I mean, you know, because usually it's on a subject that was a touchy, sensitive, you know, subject to begin with.
yeah. And when you're trying to figure things out, you don't have all the facts. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Right.
mean, until you have them. And I don't know. Some people come into the space with like different kind of eyes. Like
Yeah,
some
it's like
people
do your
become.
research, but if you do your research, you're gonna end up in some fuck shit, and then you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Hmm, yeah, I don't. It's just everything is
I've learned that's just the
exaggerated.
world of YouTube already, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But
I feel
anyway,
like you have to be skeptical about things, and you have to like let people like prove themselves to you. But you also can't. There are like some. There's like a jaded thing that sometimes happens to people that they just put up their guard too much all the time and don't
yeah,
trust
I agree.
anyone, and then maybe comes across like in an extreme way, possibly. You know, for some people, I don't know. Like it's all a
Yeah,
learning experience for me too. You know, this is new for me, and it does get complicated and messy, and
Right.
relationships are.
There's flip floppers, and there's people who want to be in in all these different communities. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Sometimes people are accepting of that, sometimes they're not. Everybody's different. Everybody runs their channel different. Everybody runs their stuff differently. Everybody has things that offend them. Everybody has things that doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of shit I do that offend people. Having an open panel and allowing people to come up here, even when somebody don't like them, even when people have had issues with them. You know what I'm saying? It really pisses people off sometimes. But I always allow the link to be open if anybody ever wants to come up here and speak on it. My link is always pinned.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, and I'm sure that sometimes gets you in. You know, it's hard too to navigate that, queen, right? Like having an
Yeah,
open
it is
panel.
very
Like,
hard.
yeah, I give you like it's really hard what you do. You know, I don't think people like give you enough credit. You know, they think it's easy, but it is
Kathy, what's going
yeah.
on with
I
StreamYard? You've been up and down like 15 times, baby. What's going on?
It's my internet's been out since Thursday, and they finally reconnected it yesterday, and
Is
it's
it
still messing up.
is it the StreamYard or is it your YouTube? Which one is it? Is it?
StreamYard, it's my internet signal. Period. It's going through
Oh,
StreamYard.
okay. Okay, because I was gonna go out and come back in if it's mine because it's glitching really
I'm
bad.
thinking it's mine. I don't. I kept hearing like two or three people talking, but with seconds delay in between. It was really weird.
Yeah, see, mine's glitching out too, and I got like several. Like one person will have like three comments back to back to back over here, but it's not like they're making three comments. It's just like it's coming through three times. You know.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
really weird.
Very odd.
I
So
mean,
it could just be me, but it's cute. Like throws you out, then brings you in, and then it'll ask, like have me bring you up, but then you just pop back up sometimes. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
I think it does that. You remember it was doing that to me one night,
me
and it was
too.
because I was on my
Yeah.
phone and I was going like to other tabs and other pages.
Oh,
But
that's what
when I
I
would
do a
come
lot.
back, it would let me come right back in.
yeah, it was wild hearing all that Mama Boots or Boots, the one that just dropped down, and Independent Thinker, and out. It was wild listening to you two because it was like you were echoing and overlapping. It was funny.
Oh shit!
No, it was.
probably on the other end because I don't hear it on this end. So it's probably on the YouTube part, maybe.
I wonder what people in chat heard. Y'all know I can't look at chat when I'm up here, but I just wanted to come up and say that. I'm going to jump back down.
This
Because I'm
stuff
still
with
half
Beta
asleep.
and Steve and EKC, all they're doing is trying to rehash stuff from a while ago. And Beta's making these videos, spoofing everybody and proving everybody's setting her up and framing her. In fact, Queen, you're going to be in part 2, according to her.
No,
It's too much. Beta reaches far beyond any kind of normalcy. I'm sorry, but she's trying to. Steve and EKC are using her. They're even telling her they don't agree with her. Charlotte tells her that they don't agree with her, but she ignores them and still runs with it. And I'm not sure how much of that's an act. But it's crazy the stuff this girl puts out. It's crazy.
The stuff Beta puts out, you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't know her that well.
Well, I mean,
I just know.
What I feel like is she's trying to grow her channel.
Yep.
The way she's doing it is it's not a very good way, but some people, you have to live and learn on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to fucking navigate, and I still make mistakes. And you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But somebody's got really bad feedback. Who the fuck is it? Hold on, let me see.
Me?
Yeah, I think it's Ellie. I think it's you.
All right, let me go out.
Come back in. Yeah, so go out and come back in real quick. Because somebody's got feedback, and I can't figure out who it is. But I'm hearing myself.
I haven't heard. Everybody sounds completely normal to me.
So it's probably fucking me, you guys. Just say that.
No, I don't know.
Just say, Queen B, it's you. You're the one that's got the fucking.
You sound normal completely. Everybody has on my end. So hell, maybe it's me.
I thought it was me. So, hey, did you hear what Beta said on Steve, up on panel with Steve and EKC the other night? I mean, I'm no Without a Crystal Ball fan.
I can't listen to her.
I'm no fan.
Yeah, I only watched one stream, and that was enough.
She said that Katie Joy, is the reason God created miscarriages.
Well, that's disgusting.
That's not even the worst thing she said.
Sweetie, you need to
This
log
is the kind
off.
of content this girl is putting out. That's what she does.
Yeah.
She sits there, cusses, swears, and insults.
Oh, yeah.
And
but it's
ridiculous.
She
never shows
twisted up.
actual receipts of anything.
That's great. I'm sorry. That's just foul. Anybody who can say such a thing, like she needs to get a little perspective.
And then last night during her live, she doubled down on it and said she's standing by what she's saying.
Of course she is.
I heard her say
That's what all smart people do when they, make an asshole out of themselves. Oh yes, double down, triple down, quadruple down. Never admit you were wrong.
She's not a good person. She harasses them to the point where they get sick of her, so they sue her for defamation. All her cases, most of her cases about defamation, because she's kind of like mine. She digs into people's histories and backgrounds and then spread the misinformation about them, and then she gets sued.
She's never lost a lawsuit. I don't know how, but she has it.
Like right now, she's in a lawsuit with 7M, the dance team. Boy, she harassed them and dig into the history in the background. I mean, Katie's just not a good person. She's been harassing the joggers for years now.
Yeah, well. That doesn't bother me. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not a Without a Crystal Ball fan, but the stuff they did never doing is wrong. It's just wrong. No matter who they're doing it to, if it was being done to them. I mean, you just don't get on a live and say the kind of things she's been saying. It's just,
I didn't listen to radio. I missed that.
You didn't miss much.
Hey, Kathy,
Queen,
you're
jump back.
really
I didn't make
crackling.
that set anyone. I'm
I didn't hear
sorry.
you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying
You're crackling.
I'm hearing you like really
Yeah,
crackling.
me
I didn't
too.
hear it before, but I do hear it now.
Yeah, I hear it too, Kathy.
Is that better? Let me
No.
turn it down.
Maybe click off and click back on.
Queen Bee, I didn't mean to mix those two people up. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
No, you're fine, baby. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't need to feel bad.
Okay. Have a good day and be safe. Okay?
You too, Amy. Yeah,
Me too.
Okay. Bye.
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 Oh, hell's bells. Now we're all muted.
I know, we're all like silence.
I'm almost afraid to ask about last night.
I know. There's like,
what happened? Well, like just tell me who to go listen to, and I don't.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna go listen to it, and then we're gonna have a live about it tonight, where the link's pinned and posted for anybody that feels like they need to take that motherfucker.
Oh, because I didn't listen to anything last night.
It's
After
well,
yesterday afternoon, I was out the whole rest of the.
Oh, I was out too. I was knocked the fuck out. I had no idea the shit was even going on. I woke up to it this morning, and yeah, trust and believe. Yeah.
I missed part of it. Yeah. And it's not up anymore.
But I'll tell you right now, I'm not very happy with the motherfucker who's got a fucking pill addiction came back in this motherfucker 3 months later after the fact and was starting shit. I'm not happy about that. I can tell you right now. But I need to watch the motherfucker myself, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So that's live is set for later tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
I will definitely come back and
listen
to that because I'm clueless.
Yeah.
I missed quite a bit, but from the sounds of it, Boston was treated like shit by this bitch, and I'm not happy.
Oh. I don't know why people have to get. I don't know. This place is. It's just crazy to me how.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
People
It gets really messy.
Yeah, I mean, all this shit about looking people up, and I'm sorry. If you have to do that, then you have no confidence in your own ability to,
I don't think that's
we tell little kids, use your words.
The first thing, listen, the goddamn conversation opened with Queen Bee hates you. She can't fucking stand you. That set the motherfucking tone. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would put me over the deep end. Somebody speaking on behalf of me that didn't have authority to. That's first problem.
Yeah, so it's best I watch it myself, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah, I will definitely be on the lookout for that. Do you know what time you're gonna?
It's set for like 10:30, so I'll have to figure. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and stay awake. I am useless at night. I am not a night owl. Not that that's very late, but.
Well, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, or like late your time, because it was like late-ish my time, where like.
Yeah.
It was really late. Yeah, I think it was like late.
Oh, it's funny how that. Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time.
It's like don't go on the internet past a certain hour, like.
God, right.
Or something. I don't know, or like there's like a certain hour where like things get a little.
This place is so exhausting.
I don't think the conversation was ever meant to be what it was and what it turned into.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much all that, you know what I'm saying? It's old shit. It's shit from fucking somebody who hasn't been around here for 3 months who decided to come back and just run their fucking mouth and start shit. That's it. That's all. That's the easiest, most convenient way to put it.
Yeah. I'm sure by design. I'm sure there was a reason.
That's how YouTube works. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. We, everybody already knows this. I mean, we are all already know this.
Yeah, it's very specific kind of place, and it's like
I just can't believe like how much can happen in such a short period of time.
Right? Exactly. I was like so up, yesterday. I was just watching a lot of like stuff about the Brian Kohlberger stuff, so I just wasn't even. But like so much happened, even like in the past 20. You know, there's so much happened.
Right? Was that yesterday?
Yeah, yeah. And like he is going to have a speedy trial, which is interesting. You know,
that is interesting. Well, that's very interesting.
Right?
There's got to be a lot of. That's going to put the prosecution under the gun. But the defense doesn't usually do that unless they think they've got a real good, like they don't need all that time to, get their own
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, with indictments, are you guys talking about the Kohlberger stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. With those, like when we had ours, they just walk right in. There's no defense. There's no nothing. They just walk in. They say, "This is what we have. This is what you know what I'm saying. This is the evidence against him. Do you want to indict him?"
Right?
No.
Well, he did a silent plea. Like he silently.
And then they'll just automatically not guilty.
Not guilty. Yeah, he wouldn't even say it, which is so interesting to me too. Like, I was listening to Emily D. Baker. She said that's in Idaho. It's not in like California. In other states, you don't even have that option. But it's interesting that he chose that to stand silent. I think it's called. And they enter the plea. The judge enters the plea. Another thing, the freaking judge, his name is, you think, I mean, maybe he went into being a judge because his last name is Judge, but like, he did not even got Kaylee's name wrong. He got Xana's last name wrong. Like, he just messed it. And even the parents actually, I heard of Kaylee's parents were upset enough to like say something to the court, what are they? The court officer, one of the court people, somebody to get it. Yeah. They were upset because, I mean, like,
totally get
I don't know. It was just a little upsetting, like I get it. Like they would be, right? I don't know. It was just a little, But I think he said this is hard. Maybe he was nervous, but he's like a judge. I don't know. Nervous.
I haven't been following it real close.
Did you see that? It says, "Did y'all see that Olivia was at the plea hearing?" And
what?
Bulldog wasn't. Yeah, it said, "Did y'all see that Olivia was at the plea hearing?" And Bulldog.
God!
I didn't even know she was there. I was wondering if anybody was going to
snuck in the back while we was paying attention to other shit.
Would she come in with
like front row celebrity status, like with the rest of the media?
With the family, with like the Gonzalez family. Maybe she came in with them. No, I don't know. But that's
Betty there. Oh no! I don't know how she was. I think Betty had court today.
Yeah, for the credit card stuff.
Yeah, I made a little post for her.
I wish her luck.
Yeah, well, yes, and I told her, I said, Bets, whatever you do, girl, don't wear your denim coochie cutter shorts or your Hard Rock hoodie to court.
That's like very good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. They're saying no. Are we sure we're not? Hold on. Are we sure they're not confused about Olivia the sister? It was Olivia Kaylee's sister.
Her name is Olivia with an A. It's like Olivia, and her baby. She was with a baby though. I think you would be able to tell the difference. I mean, you saw them walking in. There's footage of them all walking in.
It was Olivia Kaylee's sister, and that BHB was talking about. So that must,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure if that's,
That makes more sense. Yeah.
okay.
It's like, how did Olivia get in there? Because I know it was like limited. You know that Ethan's family didn't even go. That's where there was like a Zoom, so the family could zoom in, and then it was like limited to even certain reporters because it's a really tiny courtroom.
Well, I'm
Yeah, it
sure
was her
if Debbie
sister.
hadn't had a prior engagement, she'd have been there, or she'd have tried.
Yeah, I'm sure. At least to be outside, with her little setup, but she's probably like, oh, they were really banking on going down for the preliminary hearing, and I'm so glad that there's not going to be one now. You know what I mean?
I
For that
know,
alone,
right?
for the circus, I think in a way it might have been like not part of the gag order, but like a reason for just doing a secret grand jury in general because of all the media attention on this case, like just to like, and people like Bullhorn that are going to show up for like, during a preliminary
Yeah.
hearing, and that's going to taint a future jury pool more than anything.
It's a very small jurisdiction, isn't it? Or is it? I don't.
Yeah, Moscow,
I've never heard of Moscow, Idaho.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
typically, in most, if not all, states, definitely, I know in Tennessee and Florida, the grand jury always meets in secret.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's either they said they set a date for the preliminary hearing, but there was like all the lawyers that do this. There's always the possibility of it being a grand jury, and I just was like obsessed with that idea. Like the whole time, I was like, oh my god, they could be meeting right now, and that would be smart to do it because the defense doesn't even have to be there. It's all the prosecution that they just present their evidence, and like they say, it takes like you could indict a ham sandwich, right? It's like a big joke. So instead of making a whole big media thing with the bullhorns,
no, that's what
fucking going out there.
Bitch, that's what started the big ass fucking blowout. Bitch.
What? Oh no. What?
Oh,
what did I say?
That's what started the big ass blowout to begin with, bitch.
What?
Yeah,
the ham sandwich.
Indicting a ham sandwich, right?
I
fucking
really?
can't.
I didn't even hear that. I didn't even hear that part last night.
Look, and when people
like,
see, that's why. Look, that's why. That's why. Fuck shit. Okay, Brianna just put some in here. I gotta read this shit.
Oh my god!
Why do people keep pulling fuck shit on poor Jones's panel? She is the purest hippie soul. Just let that woman love on her chickens and people. I know that.
Oh, I was afraid when you very briefly said something just a few minutes ago, I heard her name and I was like, oh no. I had a feeling.
She was I only saw part of it when she was upset and she has such a good heart. We all love her, and she just like
you're in a fucked up position like that. I've been in a fucked up position just like that.
Oh, I'm sure you've been in several.
Right? Listen, just that little venture I tried into the open panel and was found out very quickly that, oh my goodness, there's a little more to this than meets the eye.
Oh yeah. I felt you that
a lot
day,
more
girl.
to it.
I felt it.
Thank God Ellie came in with a life preserver.
I was like, let's shut this thing down. Let's shut it down.
Because I was just like, I had no clue. And they knew that. And that dude was, and he wasn't, I mean, he was not nasty, but
no.
We were off to the races quickly, and I was just sitting there with my mouth open like, what the hell's going on here?
Right? It's so easy to get in the weeds so easily. And like, that's why Queen, I think, gosh, I mean, she does, it's really, I think, like watching you that day made me realize even more like how hard it is for what Queen does, right? I was
that's why I lit into that dumbass Mallory when she did her little her video about the watering hole. First of all, watering hole? No, I think horses when I hear watering hole. But yeah, she was like, it doesn't take any talent. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it's
once
like
I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm going to
certain kind of person. Yeah, I think you have it in you. I think it's a certain kind of person that could do it. It's like group therapy, like it's hard. It's hard. It's not, but group dynamics. You know what I mean?
Therapy is definitely. Well, you know what? I think I said it. It takes a very light hand while also a very firm hand to keep things from going completely off the rails. A little bit of diplomacy, a little bit of group therapy, a little bit of kumbaya. I mean,
a little judge in there, right? Like,
it is definitely not something that requires no talent, as
oh my
Mal
gosh.
was.
I think it takes a certain personality type to be able to pull it off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't be somebody who people can walk on.
Yeah, it's like a very
Yeah, but also can't be,
right?
A tyrant.
Yeah. Soft but hard, like you said. Like I think Queen has that really good thing for you too. I think you have to be strong, but you also have to be like open and soft. Jones. It's like
a nice way of saying I'm a bitch.
No.
Okay, I'm just playing with you.
Strong, confident. I think you're really confident. Yeah, confident comes off as bitchy. That's
okay. I can live with that.
I can live with that too.
Yeah, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, it really does. It's a hard one, in real life too. Like, I don't know, because sometimes you're like, come on, like,
you know what's crazy about it? You know what's crazy about that statement? It's usually other women that lob that bomb. It's not usually men. It's the women that will say that.
Yeah, totally. Yep, it's interesting. Yeah. But I think this space kind of like exaggerates all those kind of relationships where you see them like under this weird lensy microscope, the screen, whatever you want to call it, So I think it's just different here. There's this, it's different, but it's also like, there's a lot of good, there's so much good to it too. Do you know what I mean? Like I find like, but once it, like, that's what me and Jones and always talk about this, because we talk, because we were like, she was saying this last night, we never want this to change us, the space, and like you can't let it, unless it's for the good,
right. And that's you have to be I think you do have to really know who you are. You have to be very secure in yourself, and because otherwise you get just all bogged down in, I always try and think of it like this. None of this, I try and picture putting like one of my family members down in front of YouTube, because they don't watch this shit, and saying, I'm just watch an hour here and maybe an hour there. And they would look at me like I had 3 heads. It's definitely like everything gets amplified, and
it's hard to,
you can just log off and walk away, and it's not like any of these people are sitting in our living room.
Exactly. And to learn the difference between that and not let it become reality. Some people like Bullhorn, think about her, like how she thinks like blank screen is brushing up against her in real life. Like that's getting paranoid. That's like, I think it's overtaking her, the space.
Absolutely. Well,
how could it not?
What my theory is on people like her and all the rest of them. You're talking about a lot of people who've never accomplished anything meaningful in their lives, as far as, careers, etc., real world things. And they come here, and because most of them have little to no pride, because if you did, you could not act the way they act. So for the first time in their lives, for a lot of these people they've got a captive audience for whatever reason. And they get completely ate up with this. They think this is all real life. And obviously some of it is real, but a lot of it, like Betty and all her, careers that she thinks she has. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not real. But she thinks she is like apparently worthy of, you know, all
being a
these
world famous
dedicated
YouTuber.
stalkers. Yeah. It's and the rest of us just see it for what it is. And it's like, wow, you need to, but she can't. For all those reasons, that's why, in my opinion, people like her, why they can't put the YouTube down, because
Yeah.
they feel important for the first time in
Yeah.
their life, and they get so far, they're just all ate up with the dumbass. Like
The love bombing, the bad, the good, the attention, whatever it is, whatever it is they're seeking from whatever past, you know, like whatever they didn't get enough of, or
Yeah,
got
and
too
when
much
you're
of, and
not,
that became, yeah.
and when you don't know how to, you know, properly deal with that, when you do start believing your own hype, and you think you've got this authority over people, and that you, I mean, that's just
Yeah.
my opinion, but
Yeah, no, that is it. You think you like you know better than the next. Like that's a little bit what happened with Bullhorn in a way. You know, she thinks she
and
just
and
always
that in
has the
combination
facts.
with being wildly insecure, so you've got all this compete, which is why then that you get so crazy about, you know, talking about yourself in third person, the whole nine. It's just
Yeah, yeah. It's like a perfect like recipe for what it has.
Yeah.
Like it almost like it just wouldn't happen. So I mean, it does happen. I think in real life, like in like Hollywood and such. You know what I mean?
Yes,
To
so they're
smaller degree.
accomplished. They've
Yeah.
really accomplished things.
But
Not, you
even
know,
the people that
going
don't
in.
accomplish as much and like want to accomplish as much, like they want to be like the Bullhorns in Hollywood or something. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah, I
almost
mean,
like, yeah,
going and making an absolute ass clown and a complete and utter, you know, just a nuisance by overtaking and terrorizing someone's street because you think that, you know, you run the world and you run the justice system. I mean, that's batshit crazy. And that's not an accomplishment because you are delusional enough to not feel embarrassed by what you're doing and to confuse what you're doing with a real career or really helping anything except your own wallet. And there's that too. Let's not forget that. I mean, this is the best gig that a lot of them have ever had and are ever going to have again. As far as money goes,
people are so good at it too. I mean, like that's the thing. There's like these great creators, you know, that they deserve like this to be like a career, like, you know, like Emily D. Baker, and then, you know, to be to like an extreme, you know what I mean? Like she didn't want, you know, she was a practicing lawyer and like she is serves like a great purpose. And then other people on like this platform too, like they that make money doing it. I there's no problem. It's like it's the manipulation, I guess, with the money. That's all it is with these tragedies.
Like, how do you think people like Emily D. Baker, and not that she knows, hopefully, anything about the tragedy pimps, and I'm sure she's got a lot of bigger things going on, but just all these like real lawyers who come on here and they give their, I mean, they're kind enough to come on here and give all of us lay people real legal analysis for free. And then you've got people who go and watch that and then apparently have people dumber than they are that want to get legal, you know, I'm doing air quotes, legal analysis by people who aren't lawyers. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, people then like pretend to be lawyers or, you know, try to know more than they do, or there's a lot of fuck shit, you know. But the whole law tube is different, you know, like it's like
absolutely.
but it overlaps with like true crime. So, You
I
know.
love all those channels. I mean, there's not many. Do you ever watch? Oh God, I can't remember his name right now, but he's a huge criminal defense attorney, and he does a show a couple nights a week with another guy who's also a lawyer, but not in the criminal realm.
Oh, not the lawyer. No.
No.
Oh.
It'll come to me.
But it was interesting, on like Vada's, like I was listening to her last night. Emily D. Baker actually came up because she did. Well, I think she came up because she actually reported on, like, because she reports on like a lot of legal stuff, and she, I think, reported on the KJ stuff.
Oh, okay.
So her name came up yesterday.
Oh, but Emily D. Baker
Veda's,
didn't come on her channel, right?
No. Her name came up on Veda's channel.
What?
Oh, are you talking about Law and Lumber, maybe? Are you talking about that guy Rob Law and Lumber? Somebody asked in the chat.
Oh, no, not him. Oh, it's Robert Barnes is his name.
Oh, Robert Barnes. Yeah, I really. Oh, with Viva Fry.
Yes,
with
yes.
Fry. Yeah, I listened to them too. I used to listen to them. Like I found them like first, or him. I don't know how I found. Like I'll listen to him every once in a while about.
That's
stuff
who I
too.
want to get legal analysis from. Not Bullscorn and Betty.
Yeah, Lawyer is really good for like he'll report on a lot of. I really like him because he'll like break it down like really easy to like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's so many good ones. That's
there's a lot of good.
Shocking.
Yeah, but this space does get a little bit weird, wacky. Like you can't help it. It's just part of what it is. Is a cutie. Lauren Lumber is a cutie. He is. Like, he got like big during the giant. He didn't even have like a channel. They made him like they made him like form a channel, and then he did like a video about because he's like does like he's a carpenter.
At the guy's house. What's his name? Runkle of the Bailey.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Johnny, I like all those guys. Yeah, I found Emily D. Baker. No, maybe not first. I don't know if maybe I did find her first, or maybe I found her through other people.
Yeah, I found
she's
her
really good.
Back. Yeah, she's a smart cookie.
She's really good. I love how she's funny too, and she she offers like such good analysis. Yeah. I always like love to hear what she has to say like about all the documents coming. Like she's just really good. Like she right away like was like when they announced like Kaylee's name wrong, she like paused it and was like, come on. Like but she also offered her side of the story. She's like, I've gotten names wrong too.
Yep.
But like they should have like the judge because this is a high profile case, he should have maybe like went over these names with the prosecutor. If he saw it, he should have read it first. Like yeah, that kind of pissed me off.
I mean, is it the end of the world? No, but
no,
the victim's family, it is. I mean, it's just another. That's what's so bad is it's. God, the criminal justice system is just such for the victim, it's just such a brutal thing to have to go through. And
right, I know.
It takes so long.
Do the panel know we are here, or is this a private phone call? I know. I feel like we're talking on the phone. Somebody just said, does the panel know we are here? Yes,
I should look in the chat. I'm just sitting here looking at the back.
I'm sorry. I know we started like.
There's this I am.
Right. I'm sorry. YouTube is acting crazy. Yeah, I kept getting kicked. I got kicked off a couple of times already today.
That's funny because I was hearing everybody just fine until Kathy, maybe like the second or third time she came back. I'm just looking at something in the chat. Hope we can move on to MGL creeping on YouTube. Oh God, tell me she's not. She is not back, is she?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I heard she was back.
Oh, I was reading the comment.
Oh, she's under her life coaching channel.
Are you kidding me?
That's what somebody said. She was banning.
No, she was making comments.
Oh, through that
little banny baiting bitch.
The fuck? Stand on it, big dog.
Wow.
Oh, so she was using that channel to comment?
Just, it's killing her. She needs
totally
this
killing
shit
her.
like she needs
Yeah, it's killing her. Hell yeah, it is.
Yep.
She's becoming like irrelevant. People are like talking about her less and less and less.
Not fast enough.
I know.
Oh, but that'll happen. Yeah, I don't think Kick is quite gonna be the new YouTube for her. God, can you imagine the wallet? That's where I'm sure she's taken the biggest hit. Well, I don't know. She's absolutely narcissistic to the nth degree. So I'm sure just as much, if not more than the money, she misses the adoration of, her millions of adoring fans. Oh, there's
or
not
the people that were against her.
not
All the people against her. Yeah. Those are the people watching her like the closest. I feel like she probably misses that in a weird way. Like
she misses all of it. She misses feeling like, the celebrity that she is.
Well, that's the thing. Like back to what we were saying before, like she's like this like celebrity that, or somebody that wanted to maybe make it as an actress or something. And and like look at Dolly. Like look at like Dolly. People treat him like a rock star. And
I will never get that.
No, I mean, I even like. There's something about Dolly that I like. I'll admit it. You know what I mean? But like, but not rock star material. You know what I mean? Like, I think
he can be entertaining. As soon as the shirt and the hat come off, and the mouth, opens.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, but people like really do treat him like he's some like cult leader.
Yeah,
and that I don't get. I mean, that's like the thing about this YouTube thing that's like very like.
I was listening to you guys yesterday. I was in my car for a while, and I'm not kidding you. I was literally screaming at my phone, talking about these women, and I am saying to myself out loud, I'm sorry. There are some people that are too effing dumb to be on YouTube. To forget the YouTube, the internet. They're just too dumb to internet. Like you're not. You need training wheels. This is way beyond some of these people that. I mean, women fighting over him. Okay, no. I don't get it.
And they're always just gonna believe whatever. Like they still don't believe the whole soap thing.
Illusion.
Oh, down the rabbit hole. Come up and tell us about your
whole thing.
She's in the chat. The chat says we're ignoring them. That we're having a phone call again. I'm sorry, chat.
I put a funny comment in Rabbit's chat last night. She was saying something, talking about UNI, and something about a whiteboard or something. I said, a whiteboard? I said, he's got a damn cork board with about 1 million red strings wrapped around thumbtacks. Like in the...
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yep, it's getting deep. It's getting deep, and the red strings are spreading out real wide. Strings got tentacles.
Yeah, I'm gonna start breaking altogether.
God, not soon enough.
Yeah, on what planet are women fighting over someone like Dolly? I know.
That's why there's apparently only 5 other men left on the face of the earth, and those 4 are booked into eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to when Mel was up on panel, and I'm thinking, she is so lovely. She's got that amazing accent. She seems like a nice person. She's gorgeous. It's like, what was the attraction?
I don't think there. I mean, if anything, she's attracted to his personality. Hey, Rabbit.
Hi.
What's up, Rabbit?
Hey guys, sorry I hit the wrong button and I'm on my phone. Hey guys, how are you guys?
Hi, how are you?
I missed the earlier chat because I was doing a lot.
I know we were talking about earlier about like the whole VADA stuff. I kind of try to like relay the message to Queen, explain it to her about what happened last night. Yeah, earlier on I did. But I know
I
then we
just,
started talking about other stuff, you know how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I just feel kind of like Queen. It just seems to me that between Queen and others that this is like a bait for
Yeah.
like drama. And the thing is like, and the only reason why I'm saying anything is because you included me on this email with all these other creators. And to me, it's like I've never had a conversation with this lady. She's ruthless in her piecing together a jigsaw puzzle that she feels like she has found the truth, and we've all conspired to take down. And I'm just going to say this out. I don't have beef with this person, but I'm starting to notice a theme here, and it's becoming very obvious because I don't know if this girl is just doing this on her own or if she's truly doing this for other reasons. You know?
Tell. I mean, that's what I was trying to figure out, like why she.
I
Well, I
didn't
mean,
see
Queen.
any of it. I don't even know who we're
Queen.
talking about. I didn't see
Queen
it.
said before, like that it sounds, and somebody else said before that it sounds like she's like a newer channel, and it's like a way to get attention from you guys, you know, because you're a larger channel.
It's Tube Top Tammy.
Oh, okay.
Tube Top Tammy.
She's like, oh, I know now.
Okay,
She's
now,
like,
okay.
tell me in fashion terms. She's like,
Tube Top Tammy.
Yeah, I haven't seen it myself, but I'm pretty sure I would give it a thumbs down.
It's tacky Tube Top Tammy. That's who it is. Look, like I said, I don't. She's just. How do I say this? I have a backup channel and I put up a video in there because she continued. Like I said, I didn't appreciate being put on an email to get Queen's attention. Where it's like, if you don't talk about these folks, if you're putting us in the email, hey, we have emails too. You could just email us and say, listen, I want to confront you about X, Y, and Z. I mean, you have the balls to put this on a community post and you talk big game too. And then somehow you shut down with 900 people on the chat. What's tea? What's going on? Like, you can't just talk, and then you have the opportunity to hit the link and you don't.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
I don't get it. And it's like everybody has to be friendly. Listen, the chat is the chat.
I get it.
I'm just saying. I find that to be very concerning, and I hate the fact that this is even on Queen's panel. And I apologize, Queen, if this is bringing some, like, I know you don't want anything to do with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why bring it here?
Yeah,
I think some people just.
I think it's my fault too, because I was like in like Steve McRae's chat, and I was just like asking questions, and they were like, "Oh, well, email her." You know, she was like, she even said to email me, and then she said last night that she was gonna get my email from Steve. I'm like, I don't want to I'm not a good emailer. Don't start emailing me. You know what I mean? So but I don't want to be rude because I'm curious about like but she can make a video about it. Yeah. Or just tell me where to look. You know what I mean? Not like send me Google.
Yeah,
like it's a lot of information, like to send a Google Drive of information to somebody. Like personally, like I would need somebody to explain to me like context.
What's
you
going
know?
on? Well, and it sounds like, because I did watch
get
her,
my red
like, I did watch, like, maybe I want to say the last couple of minutes of her stream, and she does put in there, and this is the common theme that I'm noticing now, that it's Mr. Steve McRae. I don't have anything against Mr. Steve McRae, so if Mr. Steve McRae has something with me, let me know. Like, I'm an adult. I think we're all adults. Why don't we handle it? I have nothing to do with whatever conspiracy theory. I addressed this girl. She put out there that I made this woman move when she wasn't even living in that address where the police report was released. So you tell me how that somehow even is consistent to a big elaborate scheme.
That's why I wouldn't let B. Tim read it.
Exactly.
You guys remember, but B. Tim was going to read it, and I cut him off. I mean, I sounded like I was being pretty rude about it, but I was like, but I didn't want him to read it because they said something about you doxing people in there when that wasn't true, and I didn't want that to start. You know how YouTube is. So I was trying to stop it before it started on my fucking panel because I didn't want that to go down that way. That's not how, and then that's not what you know what I'm saying? When I came to you and talked to you, that's not what you said anyways. Because I feel like if you have a question about something, you should go straight to that person. Never assume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it
Exactly. So,
fucks me up every time. If I start assuming shit, it fucks me up every time.
yep.
Right? Yep.
Her thing is though, Queen, and it's like, and she said it in her life. She said something to the effect of, well, so and so is a mod and Rabbit is friends with. Well, who cares who I'm friends with? That doesn't take away from the fact that people will still drag you on YouTube. Like there
Yep.
is no, somebody might come to me. I might come to you and say, hey, listen, I feel like you did this. Let me show you how you affected or impacted this person. But it's either one, you're trying to grow your channel by rah one team, or two, you got really something to say and you could hit my link any day. Let's just do it like that and leave Queen B out of this, because she's not trying to clearly get in it. Unless I'm wrong, Queen, you tell me.
No, it was me. If anything, I'll say it. It was probably me because I was like asking questions, and I'll take responsibility. And Boston was there too. Not that he's in the lounge, but he was there. It was me and her that she said were people from the Hive, and I said, like, yeah, I'm over there on panel, but like I don't tell Queen everything I do, every move I make. Like I'm my own person. You know what I mean? That's right on YouTube. Don't I mean we oh baby bunny. I think we're all our own people on here and we're all responsible and we could choose who we like or dislike or who we align ourselves with or disalign ourselves with or whatever. I mean, and it's not black or white. It's not like, oh, it's this team or that team. You don't like this one or you like this one. It's not like that. There's a lot of gray areas and, some of us are newer here and we're still trying to figure stuff out, and I just wanted, to understand the whole thing from a different experience. That's what interested me about the whole uni stuff in that community, just to see like the patterns of behavior. Like, could we learn from this to prevent another uni from like coming in our midst? Could we like learn from what happened with
I
uni?
agree.
Like, there's like a lot to be learned from these kind of experiences. But it gets very confusing. But I agree. Like there is this, I don't know why they keep going hard. I mean, maybe part of it is they really do. They also were so affected by uni to sort of see this community. But I know you go back another community with them, but like part of their reason is to get our attention about this uni thing. My like, naive like answer is that they felt really hurt by him and wronged by him. And to see another community going through what they went through, they wanted to share their story in a way. That's like my, most pure, you know what I mean? That's how I feel it, but I don't know. There's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff. There's like a lot of history. There's a lot of alliances. There's a lot that happens that, it's complicated, right?
Yeah, or they want, new soldiers in their war.
I just think, and I appreciate you, Ellie, and Crimes and Passions and Queen. That's all. That's what I was like. I don't get why keep stirring this up. The girl was given a link if she had something to address, and I appreciate you, Queen Bee, by the way in which you've handled stuff. I honestly feel like I'm trying to understand the why behind a lot of this, and so then I start noticing patterns, and I'm like, I don't know this girl. It's not even for me to be. I should really watch how I, if I'm mean to her and stuff like that, because I don't know her. But when somebody's coming at you with some unfounded stuff, I'm like, you're doing a little too much. Not only that, you're going to the wrong people. So I'm offering you, what is it that you want to talk about? Whether it's you or Steve McRae, what is it? Because I've done nothing to these people. So I like to understand why I'm being attacked or why I'm being accused of.
Yeah, like understand it. I don't understand like how it comes. I mean, I understand a little like the nonsense a little bit thing a little bit why they don't. I understand what's going on there a little bit more, but maybe they're just like you said, like, oh, Nunya's been nonsense. They like to say that you two are connected for these reasons, but doesn't work like that. It doesn't necessarily, it's not like that. You're not like guilty by association on YouTube, like, and that seems like what people are doing a little bit. Where's Baby Bunny?
She loses a lot of validity to her argument too, in my opinion, when and they've said it before. I think there was another one that had said something to the effect of, people keep bunching us up. Well, when the mass flagging narrative was being pushed specifically by Tammy, it was a huge thing. They were bunching everybody else up. I didn't necessarily appreciate that. I don't think anybody else did. But,
Yeah.
you know, we had to kind of eat that up and move on. And so I'm just wondering, like, why that can't be done for them as well. I guess I don't know. But that's just my opinion.
It might have stirred a lot up for them, you know, this whole uni thing with uni
Yeah.
again, because they say that uni's still with KJ, right? And they're so anti-KJ that it, like, they're so fueled by that anti-K, I don't know. It seems like it, that there's so much hate
It's
there. It's deep.
It seems
It's
very
real deep.
deeply rooted.
Isn't
And
it?
Very
I mean,
deeply.
to me, it's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, yo. I came to the internet to do different things, not to be
Yeah.
Right? I
like,
mean,
who's
yeah,
got time for that?
if you can't like close put the YouTube down for the day, and like if you're still thinking about all that crap, well, that could be problematic. I mean, I would not cross my street to look into somebody, to any of that crazy shit these people do. I don't understand getting so twisted up over people. I mean, we all, to some degree, talk about what people do on here, but that is a far leap from going outside of YouTube, like many of these people do, and it's
I
just
agree.
weird.
Well, and it's, you know, it's kind of like this. If you write an email, like I've seen the emails that this girl is
Yeah.
writing, it's like, this is
Oh,
a
see, I haven't
dissertation.
seen
Like,
them.
if you can't have it in 5 sentences, a paragraph, you write a dissertation over what happened to you, yo, you might as well just have a conversation, because
Yeah.
this is deep.
Yeah.
This is
Exactly.
too deep.
It's
Like
too deep for
books.
words, and words get like misconstrued a lot, you know?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
always something lost in translation when you're trying to communicate only, through text or email.
Yeah. They do need to unplug. I mean, it's easy to unplug. Like, I mean, I don't think people do that enough, though. Maybe, you know,
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
they don't step away from it and like take perspective on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and I do know, I understand that some people don't have a lot of, family or friends, and this is their whole social life, I guess. But that's not healthy. I mean, you really can't spend just hours upon hours upon hours without a break.
Or it's just the energy invested too. Like, I think these
because
some
so
of
much
these,
of it's negative,
or this like hate for these, like the caters, whatever they
Yeah.
call them. Like, there's just a lot of, like, I don't know, it's a lot of
It's
energy
very
being spent
dedicated.
towards somebody. So, I mean, so they feel so
Exactly.
wronged that it's like they've lost
Yes.
lost the plot in a way. I don't know,
Yes.
gone off the rails a little, and maybe it's hard to get it back in at that point. I don't know. I'm so newer to this, so I'm still like, for me, so I'm like just curious about it more, a lot of things,
Well,
you
and
know.
then there's already people like it's interesting, because I don't understand. This is something that I don't understand how they've okayed this. To me, Molly and KJ are one and the same. Very similar behaviors. One is probably a little bit more strategic about how she does her stuff, but she does stuff. I don't take that away from Katie Joy. I've witnessed something that I have never really talked about, and I don't plan to, because I can't. That was done in the back scenes. I'm gonna say that much. But to me, this is why I don't endorse. I don't like KJ. But how can you be so anti one way and not the other? Like, they're both the same.
Right.
I don't get it.
It's a horseshoe
Pick your
effect, they
poison.
say.
Cut from the same cloth.
Exactly. One is a little bit more strategic. The
Yep.
other one is just a little bit out there. That's the difference.
Yeah.
An introvert and an extrovert. That's how they are. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But that,
I mean, it's
you can
extremes.
be each one of those things, but still have the same mindset. It's just the delivery is different.
Exactly. So what is the goal here? I don't know. I don't hate anybody that much to be shoot, I just don't like what Molly did or does. I don't really hate the lady. I just don't like what she
Yeah.
does. I don't
Yeah,
agree
I
with
don't
it.
hate anybody on here. Like you have to hate someone. I mean, you have to first care very much about them.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's how I always
Yes.
feel. So to hate, you have to love, right? So
And to
if you don't
me,
love them, you don't hate them.
criticizing and pointing out people's obvious bullshit, I mean, that is not the same thing as hating them. I would not, no matter what I've said about any of these people, I would not cross my street to make a real world problem for any of them. That's just not what I do.
But that happens here for some reason on this space, or the threats of it going to your real life, because they think that
it's a power
because
move. Yep.
It's all they have. Like, oh, I'm going to call CPS. I'm going to dox you. I'm going to do these
Which
things
is so gross.
because it's or swatting. Bad. That's like the extreme of it, which is really terrible. Where they do that to people in communities. You know what I mean? That's like you could die from that. You know, so that's like a whole nother level of like extremeness. But calling CPS on people, like, come on, like, stop it. The system is overworked as it is, and you're creating more work. You're child advocates, and you're creating more work for an overworked system. Like, make that make sense, right? Like, that's the thing.
If you have to resort to those kinds of tactics, you have lost. I mean, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think this though, and I think that there is a very because I am a YouTuber, so I'm just gonna be honest. I think that this is also a push for subs, right? You know, Queen Bee has a very respected panel. Everybody, you know, she's a respected person here in the community. I think that that's very much so. She's got a great chat down there too. Not everybody is a fan of everybody, and I think that's the best part of this. And so if it's like, well, let me get her attention one way or another to sway, I'm not, you know, Queen Bee can put me in my place any day that she wants to. It doesn't really matter to me. Like, I will respect her opinion because I've been watching her since last year, and I see
but you don't
how
give
she
her
has
any
handled
reason
herself.
to, you know?
Yeah.
You're not
She's proved herself to us. I feel like she has.
No, because I'm very humble. You guys can put me in my place anytime.
Exactly.
You know,
but it's crazy to me because it's
sometimes I'm wrong too. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not always, you know what I mean? And sometimes I don't know what's going on. Sometimes, and that's why I'm trying not to speak on the shit from last night, because I haven't watched it. I don't know, and it's not my place to just go the fuck off on a whim because I'm feeling some type of way. I need to watch the entire thing and then speak on it. So as far as that, like I said, I'm you know, I'm humble. I'm very humble. If there's something I'm doing wrong, bring it to my attention. If you feel it needs to be a publicly fucking, you know, thing, then that's what it is. But I would rather go to you privately and then speak to you publicly if that's not going to work.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, and everyone should be able to respect that, you know.
Well, it comes down to embarrassing people. Sometimes not everything's meant to be on a show on here. Not everything's meant for, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Some people do not have fucking etiquette, you know. Some people do not have penal etiquette, and some people don't give a fuck. They will hurt somebody at the drop of a dime. They don't give a goddamn how it makes that other person feel. There's people that ride my motherfucking nerve. Do you think I'm gonna tell them every day they ride my nerve? No, I'm gonna bitch to my friends and vent to them, and then I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying, be nice because it's a public fucking platform. And why would I fucking embarrass somebody or hurt somebody like that?
Exactly.
Yeah. There are a lot of people.
That doesn't make me feel good.
No.
Yeah.
No, and there's a lot of people who just will just shameless. Like they will do anything to get ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I see people using Queen a lot now. Like we saw with UNI, like they just want to like attach themselves to her because they see this is like a hot spot. She's growing.
Yes.
You know, like
everybody hates the one on top. And that's
well, somebody can just have it.
She's like, all right, I'm done.
Maybe it's the head that wears the crown, girl.
No,
Yeah.
no. I think it's interesting because it's like, now, and I'm sure that the whole UNI thing will die at some point and people will move
Yeah.
on from this
Yep.
because it has to.
What
I
was
hope
the
so.
next one,
Keeps
Howard?
doubling down. Did you see what he said?
Oh God.
About it's not a C&D
The
because it
letter.
wasn't signed
Yes,
now.
girl. What the?
Stop it.
It's just comical at this point. I mean,
I should show the C&Ds I've received. Like, example of a C&D, what it looks like.
I was going to say, is it in crayon?
Is it in a C&D? Well,
Colored
that's a good
pencil.
If
He
it's
said
written in
there's no
crayon, if
signature.
somebody writes
There's
me,
no signature. I'm not going to acknowledge it. There's no signature.
Did they cut the letters out of a magazine and paste them onto a piece of paper? Like
if
the
you
old
get your
school
Crayola and write me a
serial killers?
C&D.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of irony, and there's just something so ironic about the fact that I mean, I would have never pictured any group of people actually thinking that JLR, like anyone whose sympathies going to JLR, but UNI has actually managed to single-handedly managed to do more for JLR's, making him look like he's not the bad guy.
Yep.
Oh, I probably haven't phrased that very well. I'm not
Yeah.
being very artful
A
about
dilemma.
it. You know what I'm
A
saying.
dilemma. Yeah. It was a big dilemma there.
There
And
was
we
a
know
moral
that JLR
dilemma
isn't
there.
good. There was a moral dilemma there, 100%, and but
I
we
know
know
I
that we
struggle
could
with it.
Yeah, but we could hold those two thoughts in our head. We don't have to choose sides. Like, that's the whole thing with this YouTube. Like, it's not always about a side, guys. It's not. There's several sides
There
to a
is right
story.
and wrong.
Yeah, there's right and wrong, but everybody's right and wrong is also different.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. But when you're talking about possibly taking someone's liberty away, now you cannot say that you are a proponent of our justice system and be okay with that. No,
exactly.
If you won't stand for the shittiest person amongst us, as far as that goes, then then you're Betty.
Because she's like a vigilante justice. Like, she thought yelling outside of like Quentin's, like that, she thought that was more justice than our justice system.
But
and that's
think about it. Something just occurred to me. Do you remember when Betty thought she was going to? Well, I think she's still saying it. She's going to reform the entire juvenile welfare system, and of course, Rabbit's kind enough to come and give her, professional knowledge to everyone and explain why we don't need to do that. And much like UNI is doing now, Betty did the same kind of thing. Like, she actually couldn't just take the L. She's going to put forward that, well, I don't know who that woman is. It's the same mindset. These people really are kind of all the same. At least they're thinking.
Yeah.
Because who does that? Who would tell a professional person who that's their lane? This has been, at least at one time, their career path. And she knows nothing, but can't just say, okay, well, I misspoke or whatever. No. There's something in that Kool-Aid they're all drinking.
I mean, it's the same person who says that, kids should be euthanized. You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is that too. I forgot that.
I know. She says a lot of crazy stuff.
Oh, my God.
She says so much stuff. I mean, I think, I don't know, it goes really deep with Bullhorn, and I think the internet, if anything, is like, she was bad. She should have tried. I wish she didn't, it's making her like a caricature of herself almost,
I think it changed her a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was probably always shitty. It just made her shittier.
I mean, YouTube will make you change a little bit. It's like,
Yeah. It
you know what I
shines a
mean?
light onto who you are. It magnifies your personality a little bit. And then like people like clipping her and reviewing her. I mean, that has to like make you crazy, no matter who you are, no matter what. If you're good, if you're wrong or right, like it has to like get to your core. Like when you have people like constantly.
Well, yeah, but most people like us. Okay, so if somebody says, and I'm sure people have went to her privately well before now and said, "Hey, the things you're doing, I don't agree with. I don't appreciate it." And I'm sure there was some flip floppers that just did some fuck shit, snake shit, and left. Because there's people who will come to you and say, "I don't agree with what you're doing. I don't stand behind this, and I don't appreciate it, and I'm not going to stand behind you." There's other motherfuckers that'll just
Yep. And what do you think Betty would have said?
at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying? It's I've seen it happen both ways. You know what I mean? I've seen people fall out over the simplest bullshit or miscommunications or something that, you know what I'm saying? Like I fell out with my closest friends over miscommunications that should have never
Happened.
fell out.
I know. Those are the words. I know.
Yeah,
it happens every once in a while.
They confuse fame with infamy.
Well, and just like the other day when I went back on that live stream where we were talking to Penny Pumpernickel, she kept saying that I thought she said she was bit by the dog. She said her daughter was, or I think she said my daughter was bit by a dog or something, but I thought she said I was bit by a dog. Either way, though, she had came up on that panel knowing that, the dog bite had happened 3 days prior. So dog bites hurt, and I'm sorry, and like I said, I apologize for saying it was her and not her daughter because that's what I heard. I went back and corrected myself.
Oh, I've corrected myself. I will always correct myself if I say something wrong, if I get something wrong. I mean, I think that's what.
Well, I feel like you should do sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes it is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, but when it really matters,
But I feel like with UNI, he should have came clean right from the jump. If he was, because that was a lie, and a lie led into a bigger lie, into a bigger lie, into now he can't go back on it now. You know what I mean?
There's no turning this ship around.
Yeah, it's too far gone. Yeah.
But he's been like, "Oh man, my mom thought it was handwritten. It wasn't. It was a cease and desist, and that's just it. It is what it is. I'll handle it from here." That would have been that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you look back and he made community tabs. He was live. He went live, used it for content. Then he used another tab. Then you can tell.
Yeah. He tagged you. I mean, he was trying to, if it was a cease and desist, and now that he can't talk about it from his lawyer, supposedly, he never would have tagged you about the letter in the first place. You know what I mean? It just,
right.
He just keeps going back. He doesn't go forward with a point. He goes backwards a lot. You know, and he just keeps going backwards to.
I don't think he has a lawyer. I do not.
I don't either.
No,
I call BS.
I call BS.
You don't get a retainer or spend X amount for an hour or whatever it may be, or a lump sum to then F it up for online beef. In a lawyer, you're going to have to pay that lawyer to make you a statement about online beef. Why?
Yeah,
really?
right.
Why?
Make sense.
Write your own friggin' statement.
Are they going to have a presser? Is the lawyer going to appear at a podium? Is there going to be a bank of microphones there? Or is
his in-house lawyer?
Everything
Remember
he
that?
says to me is for dramatic effect. Because why wouldn't
Yeah.
to me that's a statement? How did he put it? His attorney's going to make a statement. Okay, well
it'll be able to release a statement about it from
what
his
he should have
lawyer.
said was something more, if he actually has a lawyer, would be, well, my attorney is going to draft a statement for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
Well, it was first it was an in-house lawyer, then it was a familiar lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember? It was so somebody in his family, which makes more sense. I don't know, but I don't know. Nobody has an in-house lawyer unless you're referring to the veterans lawyer, the VA as an in-house lawyer for, I don't know, because Only like corporations really have that, or like medium-sized businesses and shit, you know, nobody like an in-house lawyer. Like that was like the biggest.
Well, like Melody said, he's mentioned having a lawyer through the VA, but I don't know how that would work. I've never heard anybody having a lawyer through the VA. I mean,
I don't know anything about that either. I
I
mean, my
haven't
dad's a
either.
veteran, but
Unless-
I don't.
well, not only that, though, and I emailed somebody, and I'm not going to say who because I don't want to drag them into it if they don't want to be into it. But I emailed her and I said, well, I don't really know how to go about saying something about his, you know, where he called him out for being having stolen valor, because I don't want to.
No,
I don't
I
want
think
to.
he served.
Yeah, nobody wants to.
I don't want to offend any, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be offensive. But there's somebody say, you know, of course, JLR is making this claim and he's suing him. So why would he make such a claim that if it's not true, you know, if there's not something true to
Go
it?
with that one. You
So-
know what I would say? Let them prove
Right.
that.
And that's exactly what the fuck probably should be done. Just watch as, let the chips fall where they do.
Pecan Pie just said that Lady Justice said that the VA lawyers are more for criminal defense type things. That makes more sense, not for a stupid civil YouTube case.
Well,
It made me think.
Yeah.
Look at how many of our veterans cannot even get in to see a doctor.
Right? Let alone a
Months.
lawyer on a Sunday.
And yeah, like we think there's just a, you know, building full of lawyers on standby for petty.
They
petty
play golf
crap
on
like
Sunday,
this.
Uni. Get that in your head. Lawyers play golf on Sunday a lot.
Yeah, Queen, I'd say that as far as that question of
Well, yeah, when I got the email asking, I'm like, I really don't know. And then when JLR called it out, I'm like, wow, I really fucking don't know. And I don't even know how to go about asking, because for one, that's not my business. And for two, I don't know how to say it, like to even ask about it without like it.
It would have been proved already by
He's
2
already put
days
it
ago.
The one that he put out, they're saying is fake. So it's kind of hard to, but if he's going to lie about a cease and desist, he'll lie about that. So like I said, it's kind of pointless for me to be asking for it. Anyway. I mean,
there's no, to me, there's no good that will come for you from
yeah.
that
Well,
part.
not only that. Yeah, not only
They
that,
would have proved that.
it's already out there and it's already been said. And like I said, it's I don't think it's going to get anywhere, even if he, you know, I guess it's really just then and to, you know, go a step further. It's really not my place to be asking him anyways. It has nothing to do with me. So that's not my place.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them do it. And if it's proven that is the
It would have been
case, then
proven
comment
already.
on it. That's all, and everybody else will be too.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that if this was the case, it would have been proven in like the Steve McRae, because Steve McRae is a veteran. So I
like a curiosity thing for myself, because I keep getting emails saying that he does, and he's got these live streams and these videos, and I'm like, damn, is it like, is this is very odd, you know what I mean? Like, so then I start questioning, I'm like, damn, what the fuck? So then like, you know, it's normal. It's just like you know, you question things, and so it's not like I just was gonna come out and be like, oh my god, I think you
Oh yeah, hell no. That's what it is.
I just but then again, curiosity kills the cat sometimes, and sometimes the fucking business.
Kathy P just said in chat that Uni did serve. She would know. I mean, I think he really did, because I think the people that hate him so much would have proved it and would have had a video. Uni did not, you know, like with like very clear facts.
Well, they got videos comparing their G17s and they don't match. So
it's not necessarily just you weren't there. It can be if you,
but it could be different. You were
exaggerated. But yeah.
See, Remy says, I believe he absolutely enlisted. There are screenshots of what he allegedly showed in his DT 214. Yes, there are a few things absent that would coincide with his story. So yeah, I think his story might be right. His story might have, like how he was discharged, might be what is like embellished, if anything, you know. But there's no stolen valor. Like you could get real trouble for that kind of shit, like saying you're a veteran when you're not a veteran. Like you don't do that. You know,
well, I don't think. I honestly
you never
don't
know.
He would do that, but then again, you don't know. I know B. Tim said lawyers are sleeping. It's a tough job being a lawyer.
Yeah.
Our back alley lawyers sleeping.
There's too many things that can be, you know, that are much less inflammatory that can be proven. So That's just one.
Well, I guess, look, and I guess with him making that statement, I'm kind of curious as to what, you know what I'm saying? I guess curious as to what comes from it, you know?
Yeah. Just remember the cat.
And so, hold on, right. So you've seen the same thing I did, Tiffany. So I was kind of curious because, okay, so yeah, I saw the chopped up pics of his DD-214 and it looks different than my husband's, but it may be because my husband was in the Air Force. So that's the thing. There was another one that it was being compared to, and that's why I said I don't know. I mean, it could be something different from a different part. You know what I mean? Like maybe they don't match. And I know nothing about the Army, so I guess I just feel like I said it's really just not my place. I just,
Or it could be he redacted out some information that, you know, if he wanted to show it, but he just didn't want maybe certain parts. I don't know.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
It would help a lot. So, okay, my brother-in-law would be the same exact time on the same exact base that he says he was from at Fort Campbell. My brother-in-law went in 2002, and he was recently discharged as honorable discharge. He served 3 tours overseas. So, and he was at Fort Campbell for almost all of the years he was in. He ended up in Washington State at the end, but for the years he was in, it was the same years that UNI says he was there. And I have a copy of my brother-in-law's DD-214, which looks very different than his, even as far as medals and things, which they do get different medals, but some certain ones should be the same, especially air assault badge, because they both would be at Fort Campbell, which it both have an air assault because that's what Fort Campbell is. But as far as the lawyer thing goes, he said, I recall him saying on one of his lives that he went to the JAG office, which the JAG office is active duty. That's their, you know, if they get in trouble or something, that's their attorneys they go see. Well, I just asked my sister, because I'm like, that don't sound right. If he's saying he's a veteran, he wouldn't be going to the JAG office. That's active duty, correct? And she said, yeah. She said, for anyone that's a veteran, they're offered, I mean, I guess it's not technically through the VA, but they're offered attorneys through their DAV. And the DAV lawyers they were prior active duty attorneys for active duty soldiers. So they don't have them on call, definitely not for civil suits. It's not just you call them up and say, hey, I need my attorney. I have a civil suit, you know, something I need to do. That's not how that works. It's more criminal, like if they get in trouble, get a DUI, something like that. Then they call them up and they'll give them an attorney, assign them to the case and things like that. But yeah, it doesn't work that way. And if you want, I asked my brother-in-law and he's fine with it. I just need to redact his information that's important, like his name and stuff. But I can send you a copy of his DD-214 and what it actually looks like.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, it'd be cool to see what one actually looks like. I've never seen what one looks like.
Yeah, I can email it over to you. I'll just black out his, you know, his identifying, his name and birthday, stuff like that.
Yeah. Block all of his info if you know, as much as you possibly can out of it. And
no problem. I'll do that. I'll send it over to you so you can see the difference. And, you know, and it would be pretty much the same years he would have be saying he's there. So I wanted to ask him some questions. The one night, I think it was maybe a week or so ago, he was talking about nonsense. And in the beginning part, he was talking about, you know, everything, Buddy talking, saying he's stolen valor and stuff. And so I went in and I was trying to be kind. I just wanted to kind of see. And I told him, I said, my brother-in-law is from Fort Campbell. I'm curious to know if maybe you knew him, because if you go to Fort Campbell, you find out like a lot of them guys, they all know each other. It's not, I mean, it's a big base, but they all coincide, and you know, they all go at 6 o'clock in the morning. You'll see every one of them out running, and they all know each other in some way, or they can find out, you know, if somebody knows somebody. And I asked him, I said, you know, I lived there and my brother-in-law was there for the time you were there. And I told him, you know, he was Charlie Battery, the first 377 air assault. And what he did? And he shut me down so quick and said, I know what you're doing, and wouldn't even like if you lived at Fort Campbell, you'll know certain things about it. The main drag as soon as you come out of the gates, is 41A, stuff like that. And he wouldn't do anything, wouldn't say nothing. And it just threw a red flag to me, because most of the time, if you have lived somewhere like that and you come across someone else that's gone through that, lived there, and been in that situation, you're kind of more open to being like, oh yeah, wow, like, do you know about this place, or do you remember this stuff, like things like that. And he wouldn't at all. He shut me down totally. Like, he didn't even know what I was talking about when I told him that what my brother-in-law did on base and what division he was in and stuff. It was just odd.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. How he's treating anybody, or even those that have loyally supported him, has been crappy. I am not surprised that that's the treatment that you've gotten. I don't understand this piece. And maybe, okay, Mama, maybe this is kind of where I'm a little off. And I know this man doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. I get that. But with all of these rumors, and it's not just like this conspiracy of whether he served or didn't serve just happened. This has been like ongoing for years. There's been Twitter stuff about it. And to me, it's like, I don't really, I'm not military. I have family that's military. So I know that, there's a level of feeling some type of way if he is, embellished his service, right? I think we should all feel some type of way about it, right? In order to support our military people. But at the same time, it's like, why allow things to perpetrate that way and not just shut it down? I'm not saying that he has to unblur his stuff, but he's made a lot of promises to this community. Initially, it was going to be a lawsuit.
And that's what I said. I kind of feel shitty asking about a DD 214, but I mean, it's like, with exactly what you're saying. I mean, it's
like, shut it down, yo. At this point, I'm wondering if he just enjoys it, because it's not just this happened. This is years of it. But then again, he talks a good game, Queen. What did he say? He said he was going to sue Molly. He said he was going to sue the other creator, and then Grenade Candles lady. All these people, and now he's getting sued. So
look at that. See how that works.
Yep. I just wanted to come up and give some kind of insight and maybe help in some way. I'll go ahead and get his DD 214 over to you, so you can kind of get a better idea of what, especially seeing that they were in the same place at the same time. So it's going to give you a little better idea as to what you're looking at. I think it's really strange that he's putting out these little blocks of it, because there's a good bit of that page he could have shown without even having to redact anything. So I just find it strange. I got to get my kids, but yeah, I figure I'd jump up and try and clear up some of that, at least, and with the attorney stuff. And but I'll get that over to you here in the next 10-15 minutes.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You guys have a good afternoon. I'll be listening. Thanks.
You too.
Did you see what Irish Badass wrote? Embellishing isn't stolen valor. Stolen valor is a federal crime and jail time. Embellishing is being douche nozzle. Being a douche nozzle. I mean, it's true.
Point.
It is a good point. I mean, he's being a douche. I mean, like, if anything, that's like, because he supposedly there's like 3 different stories of how he was discharged. And I think that's where this is all coming from, because some people say it was like in training, some people say it was in the air, but it doesn't matter. If he was like, he was still hurt while serving, so it doesn't matter. But it wasn't like he was hurt in battle with like an enemy combat, that would be like a Purple Heart, I think, right? So, sorry.
Right. I agree. Queen, I appreciate you letting me up here.
No problem. I appreciate you coming up.
yeah, to address some stuff. I appreciate you a lot. If you guys need me, whatever, you guys know where to reach me. I appreciate it. And again, I apologize for any of the additional ish that was brought up to you because that's not my intent at all. Please note that.
No, it's all good. Well, you know how it goes. I mean, that's how YouTube is. I mean, that's just how.
Yeah. Lots of ish. There's lots of
Yeah.
ish going on. You put it so good with the ish.
It's never ending though. It's like one thing after another. You're just like, all right, then
Right.
okay, we moved on. No, not just kidding. We haven't. There's more.
Yeah. Here's a different gate. Here's another letter. Here's like another twist, another turn, another word salad. Yeah, there's always like that's the thing. It's never ending.
I
Yeah.
will let you guys go. You guys have a good one.
You
All
too,
right. Well,
Rabbit.
your love.
Bye.
Bye.
Little baby bunny was busy back there.
Yeah, little cooing noises, so cute.
I
I love
know.
Rabbit. I see where she's coming from with all this. Like her name is being brought into something, and she's
Right.
like, "Why? Why are you bringing me into this? Like, why? Like, and if you want to bring my name to it, then address me directly." Do you know what I mean? I totally understand that, and wanting to clear that up, and have like dialogue about it instead of all this, and that's why this is such a good space for that, so your space, for people to have that, be able to get their point out, because it comes across different when you're talking about it than a post or an email. I just feel like a lot of people, uni, like really like dropped a bomb in a lot of people's laps and took off, in a lot of different communities. And I think that's what we're kind of like experiencing, all of this, like the residuals from all the stuff that he dropped,
Yep.
and people like have like real strong emotions about him, really strong, because
I'm still upset too because he didn't explain anything. He didn't talk about anything. He didn't nothing. Like he just
lied more.
Yep, lied, doubled down, and then left. Like he's like, all right, fuck it. Didn't come back to YouTube for what, a week or two or something like that. Then he went
Yeah.
on Kick, and then he was doing Twitter Spaces, and
and he's just not taking any accountability. He's like trying to twist the words to make them truthful, and it's not working. You know what I mean? He's trying to like say now it wasn't signed, right? Like, I mean, what else could he like? How much further in the corner can he back himself into at this point? Not so much. I think he's pretty much like, yeah.
He was treating them was awful. Anyways, I mean, did you did you hear or see about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Julie and AZ, I listened to them. You mean those guys? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were really involved. They're part of that uni fam.
Yeah.
I mean, what's interesting, Vada thinks, this is just what Vada said. She thinks that they're still part of the family. And I really disagree with you, Vada. Like, I disagree with that. Like, they seem genuinely really upset about what went down, like.
Well, and that's like Navy too. I mean,
yeah.
A lot of people think he stayed, but I don't think so. I really don't.
I'm on the fence with that. Sometimes I think yes, sometimes I think no. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think this community, this true crime, the space that he found himself into, like, I don't think he was really prepared for, like, I think in other communities, like he had like more clout or something, and people didn't ask him for receipts, do you know, as much as they did here, like maybe played it wrong or something. But I think he got away with a lot of like doing a lot of fuck shit in other places, you know what I mean? Like he really did, like, but he they used him even like with that YBI stuff, they used him as like the spokesperson, which I find it just so interesting that he kind of finagled his way into that position by just surrounding himself with good people. I think that's what he does really good. He surrounds himself with, if he has any strength, that's his strength. Like he surrounds himself with like people like Navy and these other people that are good people that will make it easier for him to do his stuff, Yeah, his debating skills are the worst, Dancing Queen. It's a screenshot from Uni's chat the other day, and Navy was in his chat. He was gifted a membership. Oh, that's interesting, Kathy. That was a screenshot from Uni's chat the other day. Navy was in his chat. Fun hearing that Uni is a flat earther is making me question his veteran status. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if those two things go together. Dang, what a long night. Can't believe some of you. Yeah. Shambles up on these YouTube streets. Julie was, what was that about Julie? Julie AZ were creators' friends. They weren't his real friends. His OG moderators were his friends. Those are the people he betrayed. So Julie, they were more like the newer group from the last round, I guess. That's 1 or 2. They know good people. Yeah, Zan 11. Like that's you sound. Yep, you surround yourself with good people, and then you're good to go. You know what I mean? You could just do anything you can in the background. Uni said hi to Navy from that gift, and Navy said nothing. Starry Night. What do you guys think? Do you think that they're still friends or trying to pretend that they're not friends? I don't know. I just can't. It's so hard to read any of these people in this community for me for some reason. Like I just don't. They're just. Well, they're all against each other. Not against each other, but they just. There's a lot going on. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, you saw him get a membership too, Eric W. But maybe he wasn't in there cause shoot, you can get gifted. Yeah. But somebody said up above that they saw him get gifted a membership, and oh yeah, maybe he wasn't there. Oh, I get what you mean. That's happened to me. But I think if you, I guess it does appear no matter what. Yeah, I've been gifted and like not even watching the person's channel for like a month or more than a month, and I get an email that I was gifted a membership. I was like, I've never even chatted in your chat, but I must have like turned on memberships. I don't know. It's weird. No, we didn't. He's never done anything to any other community. Stop it now because you're talking about the time I was OG community are the good people. I don't know what you mean, Rock Goddess. Navy's a tough spot. He's got a friend that he's had for years who's been proven a liar. Anyone worth their salt knows before the big event, though. Yeah, see, that's my whole thing with Navy. Like, I feel that he has to be, I don't know. He has to know something. Yeah, he was probably lurking and got a membership gift. It happens, we can't buy. Yes. I've been lurking. I've gotten gifted in Dolly's and Betty's chat. I mean, I've been gifted everywhere. Yeah, I mean, Uni got involved in like all these communities, like in the Flat Earther community, and he said that he busted QAnon. He said he busted Pizzagate. I heard that he was involved with like Alex Jones. I've heard so many crazy things about. Yeah, Shambles is here. Shambles up in here. Yeah, I'm like alone. I'm like not the one to be alone, but I'm alone right now. Somebody come up here and talk to me. Oh, good. You're there. Yep. Like reading the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, so they said Navy got gifted a membership that he was either lurking in Uni's chat.
Well, I've been gifted memberships when I wasn't there though, so I know, you know what I'm saying? So
me too.
It's like,
that's what I was just saying all the time. I mean, I was like this
I
one channel that I don't even
lurking,
watch.
I mean, he didn't go shut him off. I went and shut a few of them off. Like, there's a couple of them that I don't give a fuck. I left them on. But there's a few of them, like Dolly's, I went and shut that off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to.
Yeah. Made sure that you didn't. It didn't happen again. Yeah. Totally.
Exactly. Fucking money to go to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe.
No, absolutely not. So
was like, oh shit, I forgot to turn off my gifts over here. No.
Yeah, and there's a couple others that I shut off too. You know what I'm saying? But shit. To be summertime here, and somebody else is gonna have to take over the fucking bullshit, the open panels.
I know, it's a lot of work you do, girl. I mean, I realize it.
I think I'm just gonna cut it down to like maybe 2 hours twice a week or something. You know what I'm saying? Like Monday, Friday, or
sometimes it just keeps going. Like yesterday with all this summer day stuff, you know what I mean? Like just things I think sometimes like evolve and you can't
needed to be had. There was a lot of feelings too. There was a lot of emotions revolved around that. And that's a conversation that was that needed to right? You know. So I'm glad that they were able to talk and people were able to be you know, truthful and stand in their truth and be honest, because some people were afraid to say that they didn't want it to be on Summer's Day. They want, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people that want
I
to speak
get
up
it.
because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings and you don't want to go against it and you don't want to say something and have people looking at you like, damn, you know?
Yeah, because the people that I feel like started it, their intentions are pure, but it's all
Yeah.
the people that it's going to attract. That's where it goes wrong, pretty
Well, see, and
much.
live and learn. You live and learn. That's all there
Yeah,
is. Like even with this
right?
stuff, like even with YouTube, you live and you learn. You know,
Oh my God, totally. Totally. I mean,
you,
like I'm still learning every day, like on here, like
yes,
how it's just it's such a unique place, right? And things
should I've been
change.
here 3.5 years or so, and
Wow.
first I didn't even have. At first, I didn't even. I was just a subscriber. I didn't have a channel. Didn't want a channel. Then when I got a channel, it was super small, and I wanted it that way. Actually, the glare is the first motherfucking one that plugged my fucking channel, and I got so fucking.
You're
That girl
pissed.
is actually the one that did not plug it. She was like, her and a couple of the mods were not putting, they weren't plugging my channel at all. But then there was a couple of his mods that, of course, didn't like me. They were
Yeah.
plugging the fuck out of it, and I wanted it to be a small, little, tiny channel that
Yeah.
not people,
Like the little dive bar, you said. It was like a
Yes,
dive
yep.
bar. Yeah. I
And
feel like it still
so,
has that feel to it though, doesn't it? It totally does. Like even though you're growing, it's still you like maintain that what you've like started it out as. You know what I mean? So you're doing,
well,
that's a good thing. It's hard. It's a hard, like, it's tough. I could see like the conversation, when the conversations start happening, you can't stop things, like once they're in
yeah.
motion, right?
Well, and that's the thing too, is it's hard. It's really hard to be, um, it's really hard to be in the, you know what I'm saying, to be in the hot seat.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. Or
And
you
I'll tell
just
you
have
this
to,
much. What else I learned from is I have to be careful leaving my panels and being gone for too long because a lot of shit started really fucking quick. And that's exactly the conversation. The conversation sometimes turns so fast that it takes a different direction before you're even prepared to
turn it back around. Yeah, or
yeah.
redirect it. Yeah, and you can't be, I mean, that's like part of like the reason that you have an open panel though. I feel like it's because that's part of the what comes with it, like that, because it's like open and you do things and like let it be open for like several hours while you sometimes step away. It's like not a vacuum, things go wrong, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to be always like on, you know what I mean? It's a big, you can't always be vigilant for every second of what's going on, I mean, but I get it, you want to be, and you want to make sure that it doesn't happen on your, it's a tough one. It's like a slippery slope, right? It's easy for things to go wrong, like in a drop of a dime, like two people disagree, boom, like it's shambles, like it just happens very quickly. But that's part of the beauty of it, because it's open and it allows people to come up and like talk what they need to talk. It's like a space, like a safe space, right? Be Tim. I mean, it really is like a space where people do feel comfortable at this point to like kind of come in and like talk the truth about things. That's how I found you, because I feel like I needed that during the Kylie Rodney, because people were just like, oh, DWP is the best, and and I found you guys, and you guys were actually like talking truth about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for, on these, like I just didn't know that it existed, that this other, it wasn't like an echo chamber in here,
Well, yeah, and also, you know what though, I found out there's a lot of people who are very intimidated, and I don't understand why. There's like a lot of people who are nervous or scared to come up here.
Yeah, I could see that being. At first, I was
I don't
scared, I
like
guess.
that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, but that could be like, yeah, the individual personalities as well. Like they don't, it's hard for them to come up and, you know, or some people say that they find it much easier to like communicate via like words, texting, in the chat. Everybody's just so different, but it does like I could see it being intimidating for some people, of course, especially when like you're coming up and there's a person on panel that you disagree with or something. Then it's
Well,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's like it's easy for that to like become an intimidating place. But like I feel like that's where the work gets done. You can't like go
But some
around and
people get really intimidated. They get really like, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It's just like some people have anxiety. They get
yeah.
nervous and then they shut down, you know, and that's
Oh
not,
yeah,
you know, like it's because in the conversation you don't get anything accomplished when that happens. I'm guilty
yeah,
of it too because sometimes I listen to react and sometimes I listen to understand. And
yeah,
some days I'm like, I come in real fucking hot.
yeah. Every day's different for all of us. You know what I mean? Every day we is different. We come in with and there's different situations that are brought out. But the thing about like you like I think one the great thing about your panel is like almost like the fact that people could actually talk about it. At least they're talking about it and not just messaging about it because that at least will like takes away one layer of the miscommunication, right? And one more layer of like saying thing to the actual person instead of saying it on another panel or to another person or to this or in Discord or whatever. Like, because that's really the only way out sometimes is through something and like by talking to somebody, like how, for example, when B Tim went up onto Jenny Jen Jen's and talked about his stuff with Shannon, and Shannon was able, I thought, to like explain herself, like to say that she's very like
Right.
protective, right? And I heard her out and I was like, oh, I get now where that at least was stemming from, right? Where maybe that, and so but instead that would have just become this like this thing between them that would have probably grown. But I think, you know, B Tim jumping up, them both jumping up there and like clearing the air, that's how you clear the air in life too. Like you don't just like go back and forth and text people. Like either you get on the phone with somebody or you see them in person, and when you see them in person, a lot of things get like dropped, you know, when you're like communicating with somebody by words or by because your tone is there. Like there's a lot more to it, you know, and that's also the problem with like YouTube because there is that disconnect and people use that disconnect to like, you know, for their advantage and for their disadvantage, if that makes sense, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tough place. It's like a very complex place, you know.
Well, yeah, it is too.
Yeah. So you're gonna come up later and talk about last night and everything.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean,
The
it's gonna be
chat is all talking about it.
we're gonna have to, yeah, because like I said, I'm gonna have to. I mean,
Go
I
listen
gotta
to
watch
it.
what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got a
Yeah.
bunch of clips and a bunch of emails, and you know how it goes. But until I watch it, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to speak
Comment
on
on
the
it.
conversation,
Yeah, of
right? So,
course. Yeah. Totally. I totally
so, you know,
understand. Definitely. I get it. I mean, it's a lot. It's like a lot of stuff and I get it, you know, and that's like what we're talking about in general, like the whole YouTube stuff, you know. It gets messy real quick, right?
yeah, it gets messy, especially when you got people that fucking make up stories, lie, and then back out and don't, you know what I'm saying, run off for 3 fucking months, come back in, start a bunch of shit, and then leave again for another 3 months. I'm not with that bullshit. Let's lay it all on the fucking table if that's what it is. Let's get it all out there. What's
Yeah.
up? How you doing?
Hey, girl, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you, baby.
Okay, am I echoing or anything?
No, you're good.
Okay. Well, y'all got any questions about DD-214s or anything? I was actually a recruiter slash classifier on the Navy side, and I did it for almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So, and if I
Experience.
drop the call or anything, it's because I live real rural. So if you see me disappear, that's how come.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right. It says StreamYard's being kind of funky too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just
But,
hear them all the same. Okay, so the one that he's got up, he compared.
yeah. Something
Sorry.
I noticed, I actually went back and I looked at the DD-214. Usually when somebody leaves a boot camp, they get medals, National Defense Medal, just like a attaboy completion sort of thing. And in the Army, they get, I believe, 2. And I did not see that on the bottom of his. So I was like, So, and I need to look at that. And it just made me start questioning things. And, if he's going to start lying about all this stuff, what else has he lied about? So it's making me question things, because when he put everything up on his thing saying, here's my DD-214, he did it in pieces. Here's this section, here's this section, here's this section. You can put up a DD-214 and block out your name, your social security number, and not dox yourself. It's completely easy to do so. And so, I went in on this date, I left this date, I was in for so many years, I served at sea for so long, and I left on such a date, and here's my medals. I actually just recently did, I went all the way back to World War II and showed where a gentleman, he served in the Army Air Corps, back when they first really went from a previous form, way back in the 30s and 40s, before the DD-214 was actually utilized, to when they switched over to the DD-214, so it's just crazy. So he can actually put all his information up without doxing himself. So I don't understand. So I don't know why he has to piecemeal it up to say, look, this is what I did. I was in the Army, I served here, and I got out here. And I actually have 2 DD-214s, because I was a reservist first, got out, and then I went back on active duty. So you can have more than one.
Oh, you can. Okay, so I didn't know
you
could
sure
have.
can. You can have more than one for serving in two different branches. My cousin has one for serving in the Navy, getting out, and then joining the Army.
That's good to know, because I didn't know that either. I've never been in the Army. I have no idea how it works. I don't know anything about.
But it's the same form. It's an across the board form. It's only the information that is different.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say your
when I was a
can you
it's because of where I live. It's because of where I live. I'm sorry, y'all. It's because where I live.
Okay. I think it's like it's like I don't know, something with the
But I won't stay up here long. But I just wanted to put that out there. So.
Oh, now you're good. Now you're not crackling anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. It seems fine now.
It's like StreamYard today.
It's like I have to sit here and be frozen like a statue. Don't move. But if you're that girl who was up here before, like if she wants to show you something to bring up a DD-214, I can explain each and every section, because I filled out hundreds of them when we had to put people in. And when we let them come out, because, as a recruiter, we had information we had to fill out to put them in. And even as a classifier, when they got their jobs, or MOSs is what they termed them in the Army. What's your MOS? What's your MOS? All those terms. So.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you coming up and letting us know, because I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to know some. Hold on. Does anybody have any questions about it? Yeah, because there was only little in the video that he shows. It's only little. It's only
piecemeals.
Yeah,
he pieces it up there, and he could have put it up there in section. He could have showed the whole thing and just blacked out his information easily and said, "Here's my DD-214," and not doxed himself. He could have. He could have even put out, said I was I was overseas. Here's my medals. He didn't even have to put up his dates of service. He could have blocked out, said here's my medals, and blocked out his dates that he was over there, just to show that I was overseas. He didn't even have to show his dates. He could have blocked out his sections to show that he wasn't even over there these dates, but he could show that I was over here and I got those medals.
Right.
There was there's a whole section where I went in on 2006 and I left 2007, but I got this medal. He could have blocked out those dates.
And you're saying that wasn't even there? There was nothing there like that?
No, on the bottom part of the DD-214, there's a place where you can list what medals that you received. Okay. And there's also a place in the middle part that shows like you get I got a rifle, I got this kind of weapon thing, or I got I got this kind of medal for being overseas during this campaign or whatever. when you have, like, for instance, I'll use my World War II veteran. When he served over in France, he was in Normandy. By being over there during that time frame, he has a specific medal showing that he was in Normandy. So I know when he was in Normandy, I can just say that he was there during a specific time frame. I
Well,
don't
wasn't
need to know the dates that he was there, because if he has
yeah
that medal, I know he
that
was
will
in Normandy.
yeah, and that will tell you the dates. So isn't that what happened with like Uni was saying that he got something over there after 9/11? Wasn't that like
Right.
part of it? Yeah. What was
Yeah.
that
So
called again?
well, there's Operation. Oh gosh, now you're going to make me.
Homeland Security or something or
Well,
no?
there's so many of them, but you have
Yeah.
operations. Oh God,
I'm
Storm.
sorry.
But there's
Desert
so many.
Storm.
Desert
Yeah.
Storm, Operation Shield, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, all those
Oh,
that went on.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and it'll actually show that on his DD 214. So I don't need to know the dates. If it says Operation Shield, Desert Storm, show it. So you don't even know the dates. I was here those dates. If he has Operation that, then you know he was there. So he
Yeah,
doesn't
you
need to show his
like
dates.
Normandy, like you said, like
Right.
Desert Storm will show the dates. Desert,
Right.
well, yeah, whatever they will show,
So
that
you
will
right.
have it
Same
in
thing like
there.
with
Yeah.
the guys that were in Fallujah and that kind of thing, or the guys who served in Afghanistan. You don't need to know specific dates. They'll have medals that coincide.
Chaos, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I have a copy of his portion of the DD 214 that he released that shows his medals. He has no overseas medals at all. He doesn't have any listed.
See, then he didn't go over, and so then that also means that he can't he can't be a member of the VFW because he's not a
Okay.
veteran of foreign wars.
Mm.
So I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I don't know.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, it's not Desert Storm. It's the one after Desert Storm was in the
Iraqi
90s. It was
freedom.
Iraqi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was muted or something happened. I couldn't hear you guys. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I'd have to go pull up my there's actually a thing that we have. It's a binder that you can pull up, and it pulls all the dates that shows what medal coincides with what war.
Yeah. So the different metal, that makes sense. The different
Mhm.
metals, so it almost like it has the dates in there because of
Correct.
what. Yeah. Oh,
Correct.
that's so fun.
Actually, they have them at the American Legion. They also have them at the VFW. I mean, because anytime that you join one of those organizations, they pull that up and they say, we need to see your DD 214 so that they can look up to see if you qualify for membership. It's part of it. They want to see your DD 214 so that they know that you qualify. If it's not on there, you can't be part of the membership. I mean, the American Legion will take you because you're not you didn't go overseas. But the VFW, they are sticklers. They want to see that you went overseas and served in one of those campaigns. You didn't serve in one of those campaigns, you can't be a member.
Was it the Iraqi freedom one maybe that he was in?
Any overseas campaign, you can
Yeah.
be a part of the VFW.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but he doesn't have any of those medals. I have it
Then
on my Twitter. It's one that he posted like 3 or 4 years ago. The one that I have, not the most recent one he did.
But if
But
you
yeah,
go
it doesn't
down,
have any of that.
but go down further, does he have like a national defense medal?
Hold on, let me see if I can
Because
pull it up.
I can't because I can't see the chat, and
Well,
I
let me
don't
just
want to
say
move
something
and
about
lose this
Rock
connection.
Goddess. Wait, there's something going on in chat, Queen Bee. Please read Rock Goddess. She's trying hard to get your attention, I think. If people do, I know I see you, Rock Goddess. What do you want to say? I'm sorry, I missed. Oh, wait, I don't understand why I'm getting timed out. Okay, Rock Goddess is getting timed out.
Okay, email me if there's something going on. You can
Okay.
shoot me an email.
Okay, sorry. I
Okay.
just want to let you know because somebody was like wanted your attention.
All right. Yeah. Shoot me an email if there's something going on. Okay. Thank you, baby. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna take this down too. Sorry about that. Go ahead, girls.
Sorry about that. I cut you. I'm sorry. They wanted attention. Yeah.
Okay, I've got his pulled up. So these are what he has for awards. He has the Army Good Conduct Medal.
Okay.
National Defense Service Medal.
Okay.
Global War on Terrorism.
Hello?
Oh, do you think he maybe blacked out the medal section of his DD?
No, it
Okay.
sounds like, I'll have to look it up, but it sounds like he may have finished boot camp because I think that Army Good Conduct and the National Defense are his 2 boot camps.
Oh,
I'll have,
okay. Okay.
because you get 2 for the Army boot camps. I know
Oh,
you get
okay.
2.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
like, yeah, and you can get several throughout your career in any of the services. You'll get several of them. You'll get a lot of good conduct medals throughout your, and like for instance in the Navy you'll get you'll get like little hashes, but you'll get several of them. Little good conducts or what we call we can battlees and that kind of thing.
Yeah, my
So
dad works in the Navy. And
yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he may have finished boot camp, but may not have gone overseas.
Gone overseas, yeah. And still gotten certain medals, but for, like you said,
Right.
finishing his like boot camp. That makes sense because he did make up like a lot of different. He has like a couple
Yeah,
different
well,
stories. I think, but if he didn't
exactly.
serve, if he didn't serve at all, I think the Steve McRae community would have like figured it out. You know what I mean? Somehow.
But I'll have to double check because I don't know if you get the one, but that Army Good that what was that first one?
Hold on.
Army what?
Army Good Conduct Medal.
And the National Defense. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know there's 2. When you graduate Army boot camp, there's 2. I'll have to double check that. And I also have a friend who is Army. So
as somebody said, Amethyst Moon said that his brother did go overseas, both Iraq and Afghanistan. And she says she can confirm he finished boot camp outside of that training on the DD 214 does not match his claims. Yeah. So I think he probably just like embellished maybe how he got like released or discharged, right? He was an Army National Guard. No. Was he? Sassafras.
It doesn't say that.
No, I didn't think so. I think it's just Army, right? But he was doing like, he said he was doing like some kind of like training, like jumping out of helicopters.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing.
I heard that he. Go ahead.
And if he got hurt and he got, a medical discharge or whatever, or if he got out after 180 days, he's still considered a veteran.
Right. Oh, yeah,
a lot of folks
definitely.
don't understand that. Even if you served 180 days, you're still considered a veteran.
Oh yeah.
A lot of folks don't understand that.
Especially getting injured in basic training, if that's what happened. Which sounds
well,
like
but no, basic training and getting out, you're not a veteran.
Oh, so he did have to go. You're saying he did have to go over
there. He
had
to complete it. No, he had to complete
it.
Basic.
Complete it. But here's the thing. If you get injured in basic training, and you get injured, and you're and you have to go in and you're laid up and have to go through surgeries and stuff. Believe it or not, you're still on active. You're still on active duty because they can't discharge you. Yeah.
Oh,
so it depends on.
That makes sense. Then
you're still laid up in a hospital and all that kind of stuff unless they medically discharge you. So it all depends on what happens.
He also has it says type of separation discharge. It gives some code for separation authority.
What's the code?
All right, AR 63540.
Hang on, I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to come back because I don't want to lose the connection. Hold on to that. I'll be right back.
So there's different codes for different kinds of discharges, it sounds like,
I
right?
guess so. Yeah, and it says that the narrative reason for separation is disability with severance pay. And then it says dates of time lost during this period, none.
Dates lost. So, that's interesting. Dates. That means he probably did complete it.
All right, what's the code again? What's the code? Can you hear me?
She's asking you for the code.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to move my phone.
I think Kay has the code. Kay, are you there?
Yeah, I don't think she's here. I'm not sure.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, now we can. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, the code is AR 63540.
Okay, that's a real long code. Okay, I'll look it up because I can
Okay.
find out, but that is not a normal code. So he had something happen. Normally, a code when they get out is like an RE4, RR1, letting them know that they can come back in or whatever. So it sounds like something happened. So I will
It
have
also
to look.
has the word para, and then 4-24B.
Okay,
like
slow down
boy.
because I'm writing this down. Para what?
4-24, B as in boy. And then in parentheses, it has the number 3.
Okay.
Do you see what this Underlights, where is it? Underlight City of Dreams. The code establishes that he was injured to disabled during active duty service and has earned severance for that rank based on that.
Okay. But
I'm just
is there
reading.
anywhere on the DD-214 that shows time of service?
That just means he was medically discharged, which would be honorable.
Right, but
yeah.
when you go up, does it show how long he served? It had to have been over 180 days. If he got honorable, it had to have been over 180 days.
Okay, does it say that on there? How much time on there? I guess it doesn't, right?
Then he cut it out. And see, this is what makes me, I don't understand why he piecemealed it, because if all this is his, he could have just showed it. And he didn't have to put his name or social. If he's just putting it up in like little sections, it's just, is it his? You know, he could have had
And we
his
don't
little
even know that they're all from the same page.
Correct. He could have put,
like,
he could have put it up there, looked it up, said, I'm going to cut and paste, because he could have put it up there without putting his first name up there, put my, here's my last name. I don't have to show my social. I don't have to do this. He could have done it without doxing himself. Because now it just makes me question it more, because it's like,
like why do it like that? Why piece it unless you wanted to do something, put a different code somewhere or put something
you could have put the whole page up there and not just box it.
That is suspicious. Now I understand what you mean by that, because the piecing part,
the cut and paste, piecing it up there.
There's no reason to cut and paste it.
Put up the whole damn page. And just block out what's not you. I mean, just don't dox yourself. Just
easy. Just like there's
easy peasy.
Super easy. I mean, no reason to put two different things showing the same piece of paper unless you wanted to change one of those. So he cut it off like where that discharge part was, but then showed another piece with just I mean, come on. I mean, so something is up with how he was, right? I mean, that's a clue right there. That's like a red flag. In my opinion,
don't like
allegedly.
Allegedly, I mean, it just looks funny. He could have put everybody puts all sorts of other stuff up there in one whole piece of paper. Come on.
I wouldn't put it by him to I think he 100% served in the military, but I'm not saying, I'm just saying,
I'm not saying he allegedly, let's just do it. Allegedly. Here's the thing. Here's what I get from everybody's telling me all of a sudden. This is something I didn't know, and I just started hearing it after this. First of all, the lying stuff that he's doing with the cease and desist crap. If he's going to lie about that, and now he's a freaking flat earther, I went, whoa, wait a minute. How can you serve in the military and be a flat earther? Come on, really?
I think he was trying to bust the flat earth community.
Oh.
I don't think he's a flat earther. I think he infiltrated and was trying to fraud bust, also the QAnon. But I don't know, because somebody else will tell me that he was buddies with or on Alex Jones, and I don't know. So things get
If you're going to go down that rabbit hole,
you'll do anything. Maybe, you know what I mean. That's the thing. If you believe in some of these crazy conspiracies, I'm just saying, I believe in some things, but not, some of these are just off the complete track, and I think I wouldn't put it by him then if he's
to me it's just an honor code. We sign up to do something to the Constitution, and we sign and lie, and if you're just going to lie like that, I have no respect for that. And when I was a subscriber, I was in there all the time, and then when I just started seeing this stuff, and I started calling him out for the hypocrisy that he was doing. I was like,
Well, this
dude,
is
this just
really
isn't right.
interesting. I mean, this is really interesting because you guys know what this looks like, and the way that you just explained it, like, why wouldn't he show the whole piece of paper? I just don't, I don't get it. Yeah.
Because there's no way he didn't need to he could have done it without doxing himself.
Hello.
Hey.
So, I don't know why that guy's afraid to show his DD214. So I have mine if you'd like to see it.
Oh, and is this Angelo? Okay.
Hey, Queen, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Another day in paradise. Do you mind if I show my DD214? I don't mind if it's okay with you.
Well, I can't see it. I don't want to move, y'all. I can't see the chat because I'm the way I'm on my phone. But
Oh, I haven't. I haven't presented it yet. I'm just making sure it's okay with Queen.
No, is it redacted? You have everything. I wanted to make sure it's all redacted. All your information's up.
I have nothing to hide. I live in an RV, so nobody can find me.
just take off your social, dude. Take off your social.
I can get flagged for that, so I'd rather not have all your information.
My social is not on it.
Okay.
Let me just double check it.
Or you can email it to me and I can pop it up or something if it's, you know what I mean? Or I'll redact it for you and pop it up if you need me to.
Somebody in chat just said that Uni is like he's a Kanye
What's
supporter.
Hold on, let me bring up. I'll email it to you. That way you can redact it. What is your email?
QueenBOG888@gmail.com. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but that was way too fast.
Oh, QueenBOG. Here, I'll just put it in the back chat real quick. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
That way back here, you know.
Yeah, make it easy for me. Cut and paste.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you, man. All right.
And once you see his DD214 Queen, you'll see how easy it could have been, how he could have just blacked out stuff and put it up.
All right, I'm sending it to you now.
Queen, I just sent you UNIs that he posted.
Oh, he posted one?
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Oh, you mean the cuts? You mean the piecemeal?
Yeah.
Is it the blurry one?
No, I can read it, but it was like cut and paste, like 4 different images. It's really weird.
I wonder why. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. It's like it has no... What service were you?
I was Army.
Okay, see, perfect.
I started as air defense and I finished as intel.
And when you finished boot camp, you got 2 medals, right?
Because we were in war, yes, you get 2 medals. You get the what is it? The Global War on Terrorism medal and the National Defense Service medal.
There you go.
That's the 2 he has.
Right. That's what I knew what you get for finishing.
Yeah, you get that for finishing basic training. If there's a war, if there's no war, like if we weren't currently at war, you wouldn't have gotten a Global War on Terrorism. You would have gotten the
National Defense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now there are some awards you can earn in basic. You can earn the President's 300 while you're in basic. That's an award I think that goes on your, I want to say right arm. It's like a patch, but it's still an award. That's if you're like one of those PT studs, which I was not.
Yeah, that's if, yeah.
I was not a PT stud. I was
You mean the brown nosers? The brown nosers.
I have 25 minutes to run 2 miles. I will run it in 24 minutes and 59 seconds. I was more of a smart one. I was a computer guy. I was really good with computers. Still am. So like anything technical, I excelled at, while all the PT people just pretty much excelled at PT. How's everybody's days going?
Cool. And see, and I went Navy operations specialist, which was the old radarman rate.
Now I see. I did earn two awards for my right chest while in AIT.
Oh, okay.
So I earned the Presidential Unit Award and the Meritorious Unit Award because while in AIT, me and 5 other AIT students designed a program for the CRAM. I don't know if you're familiar with what that is.
No, but I know what the AIT is, and I know what Meritorious Units Awards are.
Yeah, so basically the CRAM was a weapon used mostly by the Navy in order to fire at incoming, typically rockets or planes or anything like that. And
Well, what year was that?
That would have been 2007.
Okay, that was after my time. I'm not going to tell you my age, so.
Good enough. Good enough. So we a lot of us were coders. You know, we were old gamer coders. We coded games back in the day before we ever went into the military. So we started looking at the radar code for the Sentinel radar, and we're discovering that there were similar coding in the radar system as there was in the program that ran the CRAM. So we developed a code to communicate the two systems together.
So you updated the consoles?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, awesome.
And at that time, I think it was either Obama or Clinton was president, but one of the two presidents anyway. They had gotten information from a senator that had come out during the rack alignment to like determine which posts could stay open and which ones could get combined and blah 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 blah. Anyways, they saw what he had done and they recommended the unit. So the whole unit, even though it was only 5 of us, there was like 100 of us in the unit. The whole unit got the award.
Awesome.
Which I didn't care. I mean, we're a team, one fight.
No, you should care. That's good.
But yeah, that was pretty good. And then the whole team went to Korea. And by then, I had found out my son was really, really sick. So I ended up having to go to a post close to a military hospital that had specialization for his ailment. That's a different story for another day.
Yeah.
I have no idea if he deployed or not. If he deployed, it would be on the DD-214.
Yes, it would. It would. It would show.
The,
that's what I'm saying. On his, it would actually have a separate area that showed how many years he was deployed. How well for me, it shows time at sea.
Yeah, sea service or foreign service.
Or
this case would be foreign service or overseas. It's typically the box under record of service. And each one is, I mean, it starts with your date of entry. It has your basic training. It has your AIT training. It has your unit training. And then, like, if you have to leave the unit to go do a specialized training like PSYOP or special forces or something like that, that would be considered a small separation from that service, and then an activation into the other service.
Right. Or even TAD.
Yep.
So this is like another story now that somebody in the chat is saying that he was like hurt in an IED in Iraq, and then somebody else was saying that maybe he pieced together his like his DD-13 with his brothers because his brother did go to Iraq and Afghanistan, so maybe he's showing his brothers like code.
Did he have the same name?
Maybe they have the same last name, like because some part of they said is pieced together. He only shows one part on one thing and then only the code for why he was discharged, right, girls? Like you guys were saying that, right?
Yes. Well, if he took his brothers, that's still stolen valor.
Yeah. No, I mean
worse than stolen valor. Like that's stealing somebody else's.
So if he pieces together two different things, like say he did serve and the top one is correctly and it's his, but he's showing the bottom that he went to Iraq and was discharged, whatever. Is that stolen valor? I guess you're showing a fault.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Here's the thing. Even if he served and did 180 days, he's still a veteran. I don't understand why he has to go the extra mile and do all that. I mean, I know veterans who got hurt in boot camp or whatever, and they still get benefits. There's nothing to be ashamed of for that.
Nope, nothing. I mean, the fact that you signed a contract is, for me, I mean, as a veteran, for me, the fact that you signed a contract is good enough for me.
Right.
You signed a
Yeah,
contract.
of course.
It's not your fault if you get hurt in boot camp. But
Nope.
you know, if
Yeah.
something happened and you couldn't go on further, big freaking deal. Don't lie about it after the fact.
I mean, the training
Yeah.
is intense. There are
It
occasions where
is.
people are going to get hurt or even killed.
Exactly.
I mean, there's live fire exercises all throughout your
Yep.
base.
Yeah. But like if an IED would be like an enemy, like, right? It would be, that'd be Purple
Yeah.
Heart material. And a lot of people in chat said that they heard him recently say that.
Yeah, he did recently say that, but then I've also heard him say that he was jumping out of a helicopter during a training mission.
I heard that
And
too.
then he's got the IED story and he was medevaced and blah, blah, blah. So none of his
Which is
stories
it?
even match up.
I mean, I don't know if everybody else did it, but at Fort Sill, we did Black Hawk training. We had to, go out of a Black Hawk. I mean, it wasn't fun.
Well, look at on the news. We've just had recently 2 Black Hawk accidents that have killed whole crews. Y'all have heard about
Yeah.
those in the news, haven't you? They were doing
and
nighttime ops.
the more dangerous ones are those ospreys. Those ospreys, that's suicide in a can. I'm sorry, those things are dangerous.
Those look scary.
And those soldiers that died during those Black Hawk training missions, I mean, they're still a soldier. They served our country. They're not any less important than somebody that died overseas.
Correct.
So I don't get why you need to embellish anything, because you serve the country and that's amazing. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, just tell the truth about what happened and how you left. No shame. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, at all. That's the
I
thing.
mean, we've got National Guard that never even go overseas and do so much right here for hurricanes, for national disasters right here in the States, and they're still
Right?
veterans. So come on.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with being in that service either. Hey, all power
Nope.
to you. That's, in my opinion, that's the best of both worlds. You get to serve and still be a semblance of society.
I've got a friend who's Coast Guard who serves in Alaska. I don't want to do that service.
See, you
That's
get paid more by
too
serving
cold.
in Alaska, though.
I know, and I'm sorry, that is too cold and too far.
I went there with 10th Mountain for winter training. That was a very unpleasant experience.
No, sir.
Yeah, they're saying in the chat that they heard him say it more than once about the IED thing. That's interesting,
Now, the thing that concerns me about that is that if you're injured in a combat zone, whether it's from fire, from enemy, or from a hidden weapon
Friendly
or something
fire.
like that,
Yeah.
that's still a Purple Heart either way.
Right?
So
Yeah.
Well, and there's a way to look that up too. If you're a Purple Heart recipient, there's a website to look that up.
Yeah, those are recorded now. Purple Heart and above.
They are.
Oh, wow.
And I know his name, so I can go find that out too.
Purple Heart and above.
I'm sure people must have looked that up from the last community that he did all this to. I feel like they might, don't you think? They're very savvy with.
It's just weird. I mean, you serve to be good with it, whatever.
Be honest about if the fact that there's a few other different stories that we all know, that's a little bit, which is it? Yeah. Hey, Bad Apple.
I'm just getting more and more pissed off about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I was part of that community. Well, because I was part of that community, and I really liked being in the chats. I enjoyed it until I started, getting a weird feeling, and I'm like, wait a minute, because he would say one thing on one platform, and then I'd go see him on another platform and go, wait a damn minute, you said this over here.
Yeah,
why are you saying this over here?
Yeah.
And I called him out on it on one platform,
and
he's like, wait a minute, and I'm like, you're being a real hypocrite.
That code that you were reading off, where was that on his Ouija party that you read off?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Oh wait, did you hear this? Whatchamacallit in chat. Bad Apple says they have a clip of him explaining the reason he didn't receive a Purple Heart. yet claims he was hit by an IED. Send that to Queen, Bad Apple, or if you can.
Okay, so it's not the soldier. The soldier doesn't get to choose if he gets the award or not. It's the unit. The unit puts it in.
That doesn't add up. That doesn't add up.
So I mean,
What
it
the
would still be.
hell?
It would. That'd be basically you're telling me your unit didn't report something. That I mean.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen.
I mean, it's just weird. I don't know.
That's your
I gotta hear
yeoman
that
or
too.
your whatever happened. That's them doing their job.
You're S2.
Yeah,
I think.
TT, this is Angelo on panel. Somebody was asking if that's Angelo.
Yep.
It's Angelo.
Hi, guys. Hi.
Angelo, what did you want to know about the DD214 that he posted?
Where was the code that you read off of? You read some long
Separation authority.
Separation authority.
Yeah.
See, my
Way down on the bottom. Way down on the bottom where the what we call for the Navy, it's our RE code. It's your AR code.
Mine just says retirement, honorable.
It down there in the bottom. On the bottom.
I'm looking at the bottom.
You
Narrative reason of separation.
Yeah.
Mine says disability permanent because I got hurt.
You got hurt. Well, his should be down there. Should be the same thing.
It
Do you
should
want
be
me
the
to
same
read the?
thing.
You want me to read what the code was? Because I wrote it down.
He was in the Army, right?
Right.
Yes.
You want me to read you the code?
Yeah, read me the code.
AR. 63540.
Okay. That's chapter 4 is what that is.
What's that?
AR 63540 is the Army has rules under what we call chapters. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have articles. Article 1 through.
And we call them REs or.
Okay, so he was separated under chapter 4, which is a disability chapter.
Okay.
So he was disabled while active duty. Is there a CHAP 4 next to it, or do you even see that part, or does it just say AR 635-40?
Then she wrote out it's PARA para 4-24B parentheses 3.
That's the paragraph of the chapter. All right, let me look that up. Hold on a second. AR 635-40.
24B paragraph parentheses 3.
Hold on, let me get into it first. All right, here we are. AR 635-40. Do more details. Associated.
Yeah, because I can't come out of chatter. I'll drop myself.
Disability evaluation for retention, retirement, or separation.
Now, with that disability, is he eligible for reenlistment under that chapter 4?
Well, it depends on the disability. So for mine, I had a heart attack. So my remarks are that I was subject to active duty recall by the Secretary of the Army.
So you'd have to go back through a BUMED waiver.
Yes, I would be what do they call it? Posthumously promoted to my rank I would have been, which would have been E7 if I had stayed in.
Okay.
When I got out, I was E5 promotable, so they list me as an E6 on my ID card.
Okay.
So basically, I would have been posthumously promoted to E7, and then returned to active duty for whatever determined time that the Secretary of the Army would have, put me in. So my ending career was INSCOM at Fort Belvoir. So we stood up our cyber unit, and that was what I was in charge of. I was training and operations NCOIC for Cyber Command. So
do y'all see what rank UNI left as?
He seemed like a specialist, E4.
E4. Okay.
What does that mean?
Not an NCO.
Not an NCO, non-commissioned officer.
They call it specialist.
Yeah.
Basically,
but my question is, does it show a time of service? Like how long was he in? I know it had to be at least 180 days, but sometimes, like for instance, in the Navy, in our nuclear field, they could be E5s in under 2 years. I mean, that quick. But I don't know how fast it can happen in the Army. How fast they can become an E4.
if you're fast tracked, so there's different ways to. The Army's weird. So everything is based on a numbers game. So if you're 14 Juliet, for example, which is what I started as, which is a Patriot missile.
Okay.
There were a ton of 14 Juliets. So that was the big technical MOS everybody wanted to be in. Everybody wanted to launch.
So how fast did you make E4?
Not fast in that rank, in that MOS. When I switched over to 35 series, I was within 4 years. I was an E5 promotable.
Okay.
About 4 years.
Well, does it take time to become an E4? Then is that what you're saying?
So you from E nothing to E4, it's basically time and grade, unless you're fast tracked. To go from E4 to E5, it's an interview process between you, the first sergeant major, other NCOs, and they interview you based on to see what your knowledge base is. If you possess the knowledge of what an NCO would need to have for that specific unit, and then there's a point system. So if the Army allows 1,014 Juliet NCOs throughout the entire military for the U.S. Army, and there's already 1,000 NCOs, E5s, the point to gain that rank is
Somebody just
800.
mute when you're not talking. Whoever's in the background. Sorry.
The point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you, I'm trying to redact it. There's so much shit on here. I'm not. No.
Sorry, I told you it was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm just not even gonna keep. I'm not even gonna keep going on it. But I see there's a lot of fucking. There's a lot of information on here. That's for sure.
I wasn't kidding.
No,
so
you.
Everything you need to know about a soldier is basically on that DD-214.
Holy shit! Yes, it's
there's no such thing as I was on a secret mission or a secret operation or anything like that. That stuff doesn't exist. The mission would still be listed. The time and service would still be listed. The deployments would still be listed. The only time something wouldn't be on a DD-214 is if you're not getting a DD-214, such as you're in a unit that does not actually give out DD-214s. And that's a separate tracking system that's tracked by that particular leadership in a computer-based system. But they're tracked. There's something written about them somewhere. Whether or not you have the ability to see that as a regular person, or even in the different part of the Army or military in general, is entirely up to that soldier person. So like when I say things like that, I'm talking about things like special forces, Green Beret, things of those natures. Those DD-214s, while exist, they're not going to show that information. That's going to be in a separate type of document. But for everyday Army, everyday Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marine, etc., your DD-214 or their version of a DD-214 for those particular branches is going to list your time and service, where you enlisted, where you went to basic, where you went to AIT, your duty stations, your deployment stations if you've deployed. If you deployed to a combat zone, there's going to be a section in there that says combat pay for that period of time. If you were in Iraq for a year, you're going to get combat pay for a year. And all of those things are listed on the DD-214. And that also plays a role into your awards and your medals. Those will be listed under awards and medals. Your separation type is also going to be listed. When you were separated, where you were separated, what your rank was when you were separated, what the code behind your separation is, if it was like for honorable, other than honorable, dishonorable, failure to adapt. All of those codes are based on an Army regulation book called AR 635-40, which is that code that the other lady read. Under that section, there is tons of reasons for people to be discharged from the military, both good and bad, depending on the form of separation. The fact that he's getting a separation pay in that code that he has, it definitely was under disability, because that was mine. I was under disability. And then if you're a good soldier and they think that you're of use to them, there'll be a remark section that says you can be recalled to active duty over this period of time. based on the needs of the Secretary of the Army if, something happens. So if something really happens in the world and they need, computer hackers and cyber warfare people, there are chances that people like me who are out could be recalled back to fight in that conflict, as it were. But yeah, the DD-214 contains a ton of info. So hopefully that made sense.
It absolutely did. I don't understand the benefit of exaggerating something like that. I mean, does it happen often?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that steal, rank and valor off of people to make their military service seem better. I don't understand it. I've never deployed. I've never been in a combat zone. I don't know why anybody would want to steal that from somebody who has. To me, to me, those people did better service than I did. They went and fought in a war and combated against enemy soldiers and put their lives in danger. I never had to do that. So it bothers me when people do it if they haven't done it, because it takes away from those people. I've sent soldiers on missions, some of who have not come back, and that was hard enough to live with. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's disheartening to see people do that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if but it would be like really upsetting if this was like, but it sounds like he's told several different stories about how he got out, and different, like, which would give him different medals and different, you know what I mean? Or different, like, completely different outcomes. Like if he was like in, right? Not in, because one was like a car accident too, I heard. Like that's the third story I heard, that he was in a car accident in training on an army base.
I mean, and that would still give him separation for disability. It'd still give him, benefits. There's
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with that either. People
No,
get
of course. No,
Shit
my God.
happens.
Oh my God, shit
People get
happened. I
hurt.
mean, we were just saying before about that Black Hawk, that everybody was killed in like a training exercise. We were just talking. I understand how dangerous it is just to be in basic training. But I'm just saying he might have like made it seem like, I mean, an IED is completely different story altogether, right? If you're saying that, because then you're on then you got a Purple Heart and there was enemies, combat, and it's such a different kind of discharge, or the same, you get the same benefits, or different or does it affect any other things?
I mean, you would still be disabled if you were injured in a combat zone.
Oh, of
but
course. Yeah, you're disabled is disabled. Yeah.
There would be different codes on your DD-214 because you were injured in a combat zone. That's a key flag right there. That's you would have been put in for an award. His pay would be very different because he would receive combat pay for the rest of his life, in addition to the disability pay, depending on whatever he was rated at. Because everything is a rating with the military. You get an Army rating from the Department of the Army, and then you get one from the VA. And typically, you get a choice of which one you want to take, which is, I still think, is dumb. Obviously, you're going to go with the highest, payout. Okay, the VA is offering this, and the Army's offering this. I'm going to go with the VA. 99% of the time, people go with the VA
because the benefits are better. People say,
it's just, they rate you at a higher rating. The Army might rate you at 60%, and the VA may say, no, you're 85.
Oh, okay.
And that's 85% of the rate of pay you were currently earning at the time that you were injured.
So you want that number to be higher. Yep, that makes sense.
Oh, I'm sorry, blank screen. I didn't mean to overtalk you.
Oh, no, you didn't do anything. You weren't over talking. I think she jumped down. Wait, there's a question I saw.
Yeah, GD golfers, correct. She said it would be on the DD-214. Yeah, it would be under the awards, because that would be that's a pretty high award.
The Purple Heart, yeah. And like a few people said that they heard him say that recently. The IED thing. I've never heard him say that. What year, location was he injured? I don't think we have that. I mean, right?
Yeah, you can appeal your ratings.
Oh, you can. Oh, my husband appealed and got 100. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You just get like reevaluated.
Yeah, because as you're out and as you're doing your life, your injuries that you sustained during your service could be worsened, therefore increasing your rating.
Yeah, got it. Somebody said the DD-214 doesn't show injury in a combat zone. It should say in combat zone or not in combat zone. The one he shows doesn't show either, Tracy said. But somebody was saying earlier that there's like another. You were saying, Angela, that there's a listing now of all Purple Hearts, right?
Any awards that are awarded like that, Purple Heart, Distinguished Cross, Valor, V devices, things like that, they're all categorized and logged into a system now.
Yeah,
that was part of soldiers trying to prevent stolen valor, so that you can more easily and readily look things up.
Oh, okay. Huh. And what is like the for stolen valor? Like, I'm just curious, like what kind of like it's a federal offense, right? Is it criminal? It's criminal charges. Like you go to jail for that?
It varies between states. Each state has its own set of rules and regulations in place.
It's very serious, though. It's pretty serious. Somebody said, yeah.
Try to remember, there was a politician one time that had embellished their record.
I remember, like, I
think they ended up having to resign.
I remember stuff happened with like McCain, but I know that he was injured in combat. But there was things about his story that people questioned. But I remember he passed away, and I don't know. I remember there was a lot going on with that but I know he definitely he was held hostage and stuff, but I heard that, like, I don't know, there was like talk about.
Yeah, there's people questioning if he really was a prisoner of war.
There you go. Yeah, McCain was a prisoner. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. People questioned it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop down. I didn't need to overwhelm Queen Bee with
No, this is so interesting. I learned so much just from hearing like the three of you guys talk about all this. Yeah.
I was sitting back listening.
Yeah.
I apologize,
sharing all your knowledge.
I don't know much. I don't really know much about it. That's why I said I really didn't feel like I should be getting involved in asking, because I don't know anything about it, and you know what I mean.
At least you have a reference point. I trust that you'll keep it safe.
Right.
But you'll have a reference point if you should ever see.
Now we have a better idea. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys explained it so much more, and just the fact that like he could have, I don't know, he could have shown it in one document. I don't understand why he pieced it together. Like she was saying, like, why not just redact it and show one document?
You pretty much would have to redact the whole top row.
And
most of the bottom row, because it has a lot of personally identifiable information. But the center, which is the nuts and grain of it, which would show your active duty service dates, your awards, your type of discharge, things like that. But this is YouTube.
This is YouTube, yeah. So I don't.
Sometimes you show shit, people are like, oh, that's fake. I don't know what to tell people these days. Like
I know.
I'm living out of an RV. I'm traveling. I don't really give a shit if people know where one of my houses are or anything like that.
Yeah.
What I do care about is if somebody's stealing valor that they didn't earn or don't deserve, which is just, it's horrible in itself, because you clearly did serve. For whatever reason you feel like you may need to embellish. I don't know why. Like,
I don't get it.
I'm pretty happy with my service, even though I never deployed. I'm fairly happy. I did a good job, and
Yeah.
I learned a
Everybody
lot
that
and
serves.
made some
Yeah.
lifetime family members because, your family once you're done, everybody's
Yeah.
brothers
My
and
dad was in
sisters.
the Navy. I know. He he was between wars, but it's like changed his life, you know? It's like that kind of experience, you know? So yeah, when people, whatever is happening, embellishing or whatnot, it's like it just takes away from, you know?
Okay, so I just want to correct one thing. DD-214 and separation papers are not public info. Okay, so
Oh.
I think I've already proven this before. You can get somebody's DD-214 100% legally under Freedom of Information Act. I think even Queen showed it recently. There's a website where every single line that's on a DD-214 can be gotten under the FOIA through separate sections at a time. To complete and create an entire DD-214 profile on somebody if you have their name and date of birth, basically. So yes, it is public information. Whether or not people are capable of putting together the information they need to get that information is entirely
Yeah. Well,
but the
that's what happened.
information is
JLR tried to he tried to FOIA Uni's record, and he might not have had, like you were saying this, right? He might not have had every little thing right to get the right response back.
right.
And you
It
said they're
has to
backed
be
up as
exact.
well. Yeah. And they're super backed up, right? As well.
Yeah, they're backed up by months. That's why most veterans have like what we call an e-benefits account, which gives us access to our military OPMF records and medical records, our DD-214, our award letters, and anything that we need for loans or housing or anything like that. We have a
Wow.
website that we can log into.
That's
to
cool. That
print
makes
all that
sense.
stuff off.
Which
Yeah.
you would need it to show people. Yeah, that makes sense. So Uni could just show his whatever whenever he wants. Like he has access to his public
If he's a
documents.
true veteran, he can log into e-benefits live. That would
that would
show something.
that would
You don't have to
prove
show
it.
any of your records in there, and the password is dotted out, so nobody would know what the password is. But you would be able to log into an e-benefits account.
Interesting. That's a way
And
to
then,
cut down any rumors of anything. Yeah.
And then in that OPMF record is your awards. Every single award you got from the date it was created by your leadership to the point where it was signed by whoever signs it based on whatever level it is. Some awards have to be signed by higher up officers.
I don't question whether he served or not. I question the details of it, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what everybody seems to. There's a couple of different stories, so I
Right.
don't know. You know.
And that's why we question it, is because he's told several stories live throughout these, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years. Like the McRae is when he released those, the little snippets of the DD-214. That was during the whole Steve McRae mess. So those are old. That's what he sent out then. But in all that time, like there's all these different stories on how he was injured. I don't know.
Yeah, there's 3 different ones like in chat and that I've heard, and they all came up in chat today several times, and I've heard them several. The IED one, I don't know when I feel like I kind of heard that one, but not how people were wording it today. But that does change everything, right? I mean, that would be just different, just be careful with LARP saying. Yeah.
I will say this because I've had it happen once. So if you're alive and somebody other than you is accessing your records under the FOIA, be assured that the veteran is notified that their records were accessed and whether or not they were given to that person. They won't tell you who the person was, but they will tell you. You'll either get an email or a phone call, depending on which one happens, if your information is correct and current with the Department of Defense. It will say that your records and information have been accessed under the FOIA, and it was either A, granted, or B, denied. So please keep that in mind, that if somebody does access his records and he is indeed a veteran, he would know if his information is current with the DoD. He would know that somebody has accessed it. That's
Interesting.
one of
Yeah.
our protections as veterans is to know
Wow.
when people are accessing our military records.
That's good. They protect you, guys. That's good to know.
But I'm gonna step down. Thank y'all. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Thanks for all the info.
Please be very safe this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
The world is
You
changing.
too. Hold on before you go. This was sent to me, and this says Unirock DD214 drum round 2, and I think this is like where he was showing the bits and parts and pieces at. I'm pretty sure it's like this. You know,
what the hell is that?
The like parts of it that he was showing. I guess I don't know. Well, hold on. It's I don't know what
you got to speed those gophers up.
Sorry, let me turn it back on my well, I got somebody's got. Are you outside or is somebody outside? Somebody needs like.
I'm
mute.
Oh, is it okay? Okay. We're hearing cars go by and stuff. Okay, here it goes right here. Now it's on.
It's the koala bear. I knew it.
Okay, so does this match? Okay, here, look. Does this look like it matches? This is what they were talking about, and this is what I was talking about. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And this, I don't know anything about him. So then this is what we were working with when I seen it. I'm like, this, you can't really see too much. You know what I mean? Like, but you can't. So.
Somebody in the chat says they've seen all of his records, his shooting record.
Wait, can you go back a little bit on that? I could swear to
you
God I
found
saw
something?
United. It looked like it said United States Air Force.
On here?
USAFR. Yeah, it was
Where's
down at the
that
bottom. Go back like to.
I was like, we can play it if you want to. If it's easier to.
Right there. Stop. Right there. Go back. Go back a little bit more. Just as he moves his finger.
Hold on. We'll go back and we'll play it again. Okay.
Pause right there. USAFR. That's the command.
What is that?
Isn't that the United States Air Force Reserve?
Is his brother in the Air Force Reserve or no? Or no? I don't know.
Go
Anybody in chat know?
2 rows down from his finger to the left. Right there. That's so weird. You gotta go backwards again. He already moved his finger.
Here, I'm gonna drop this in the private. I was gonna drop this in the private chat for you too, so you could have the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe you could see it on timestamp or something if you needed it or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Right there, right?
It looks like it says Air Force Reserve, but he was in the Army. Right there.
Wait, where do you see that? On the part that's
Okay, look down, right where her mouse is.
Why is
Move
he
your mouse.
pointing like that?
Whose mouse is right there? Stop.
Wait.
So go 3 boxes down to the left from his whatever that pinky finger is.
Oh, okay.
Right
here.
USAFR.
Oh yeah. USA. It looks like an F.
FR.
Yeah.
United States
Yeah.
Air Force Reserve.
Let's go back here. Where was we just at?
It was like
Here a little bit where he was pointing.
Yeah. Right there. Oh.
US.
Yep. AFR. Good. That was a good. Wow. That's totally that. Yep.
Command to which transferred. Whoever this was transferred to the United States Air Force Reserve. Command to which transferred.
Well, he said he was doing some kind of helicopter thing, right? That was one of the stories, was a helicopter story. I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. It's just in the air.
All right, here, let's put the volume on and see what he's talking about. Okay, ready? Let me mute real fast.
Oh, let me mute too.
in it like that. See, that was the first big issue. See how it says EO4? That's not actually is a fake, or well, this is the one that you need. He was like, I'm actually questioning the discrepancy. So here's Unirock's DD214. Notice the differences. This is a real DD214 from Ohio. This is a fake, or well, this is the one that Unirock's putting up. And you can see that overall, some things were here. It says that he's EO4, even though it should just say E4 with no 0 in it like that. See, that was the first big issue. See how it says EO4? That's not actually correct, right? And then you could see what their rank is. He was SST, SPC.
That's why. That's a fake
So
one.
wait,
On the
E4?
a real one.
Private class? Sergeant private class? Like, what is that one? And then the really weird one is the A7. It says place of entry into active duty, Ghana, Ohio. Place of entry of active duty, Columbus, Ohio. So there's two different areas that you can go. You can either go when you're in the military in Ohio and you go to MEPS and shit, you either go to Ghana or you go to Cleveland. When you get your DD214, it's done in Ohio at Ghana, Ohio. Why in the fuck does Unirock say Columbus, Ohio? How could he have gotten into the military if the Columbus MEPS is in Ghana? It would have to say Ghana, Ohio, like this one. So that's kind of a strange one. Did Unirock?
Okay, so that one on the left is somebody else's. We don't know. It was an example. That's why it says
Yeah.
USA. Yeah.
It's an example, but yeah, he said basically there is no. His says Cleveland, Ohio, or whatever. Cleveland, Ohio, and there is no Cleveland, Ohio. There is no. That's basically what he just said. Dropped a mic drop right there. So
well, SPC means specialist, so he was a specialist.
Somebody said he worked on cars in the chat before. I don't know.
But see, my command to which I was transferred was Fort Knox.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
That's odd.
This is getting stranger.
It is, but I got to jump off here. You guys, I got some stuff I got to take care of. I will catch y'all later tonight.
I'll see you later.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Talk to y'all later tonight.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye, guys. Thank you for coming up and hanging out. We'll talk to you guys later. Chaos, I think you're still up here, but I'll get you down. I'm not sure. All right, y'all. Anyways, I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll catch y'all later. We'll chit chat later.